Warning. Broken simulation. Broken simulation. With Sam Tripoli.
Welcome to Broken Simulation. Let me start that again. Start again.
At will, please.
Welcome to Johnny Woodard presents Broken Simulation, starring Johnny Woodard. And anyway.
Got it that time. Take two.
Yeah.
Good job, Sam.
I
You
had to
did
take
it, buddy.
two. Hold on one second.
Congratulations. Now he's operating his phone now.
Hold on, dude.
He's telling me to hold on. He's telling me to hold on, talking over me while I'm trying to vamp.
Yeah.
While on his phone.
No, dude,
So I
this
guess
is part of the show because this show is brought to you by my good friend Jesus's.
Oh, here we go.
Jesus's lawn maintenance.
Wait, he's gonna call in.
I'm calling him right now.
Oh God, this is
Jesus's lawn and maintenance.
what is happening? What have we become?
It's a family tradition
What
started
have we
by his
become?
father, passed on to Jesus. Jesus is doing a great job. And at some point, Jesus will answer the phone and tell me more about his wonderful lawn maintenance service company.
Probably should have pre-recorded this.
No, we shouldn't have, Johnny.
He's not answering.
This is called High Impact Ad Reads.
The guy you're giving the free ad read to didn't answer the
have
phone.
reached Jesus Barrios. After the tone,
So now we know his full name. That's good.
Jesus Barrios.
and I'll get back to you in my earliest opportunity.
Thank you, Jesus.
Very professional.
Jesus, this is Sam Tripoli from the world famous Johnny Woodard Presents Broken Simulation, and we just wanted to talk about how amazing your lawn maintenance company is. If you could call me back or leave me some details, I think our listeners would love it. That's Jesus's The Lawn God
What
Maintenance
city?
Company.
What city?
In Los Angeles.
Okay, so
and the
anybody
greater
else
Los
listening?
Angeles.
Anybody else listening? Not out of
Hey,
California.
Jesus will fly out and do the work for you
At your expense.
At your expense. Okay, take care, Jesus. All right? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Johnny, how are you?
We've just become complete whores for free stuff on this.
Johnny,
show.
enough of this, okay? Enough of this banter. Let's get down to the biggest...
Oh, we have an apology. We have to do an apology.
No, I need an apology by the internet. Go to my social media. Go to Instagram right now, Johnny.
Okay.
Go to Instagram right now.
Your Instagram?
My Instagram.
All right. This is about the
Go
millionth
there
time we've
right now.
gone to Sam Tripp's
Go there
Instagram.
at this moment.
All right. Let's see. What are we looking for?
Go down. Go down. Go down.
That's what she
Go
said.
down. Go down. We'll get into that. Go to this
We don't need to
stupid-ass-
talk about Peter Pit.
No, we do.
I'm not
we
logged
do.
in. Hold on.
Log in, Johnny. Johnny, you don't have a lot of jobs, a lot of responsibilities
I don't
on the show.
expect to. What do you
Okay?
mean I have all the
You
responsibilities?
have
on
no
this?
responsibilities.
What are you talking about? Hold on.
I gotta go out there and lay my life on the line, lay my soul.
I
Okay,
don't
battle
know.
the forces of
Let's
evil.
just pause for a second because I'm gonna have to look up the Broken Sim,
What?
the Broken Sim Instagram.
Anyways, Johnny, while you're looking up Broken Sim Instagram, I want to tell you that I'm going to
Oh,
be.
God. He made the password. That means it's like 800 random characters, a bunch of shit about farts and see balloons and stuff.
Johnny, it's the best way to stop Islamic jihadists from hacking our social
Do
media.
they do a lot of that?
Yeah, they do. There's a lot of Islamic jihadists out there trying to get into our
Lord.
social media.
Lord
and if
have
you do
mercy.
some really nasty stuff, you know what I'm saying?
So many crazy letters and.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's gonna
Johnny.
take 8 minutes here.
Johnny, you ever thought about moving to Reno?
I don't think anybody I know or anybody in history has ever thought about moving to Reno except for that one guy.
Reno's not bad, bro.
Yeah, it's like Vegas, except not as good and farther away from everything.
But Johnny, you could get a whole mansion for way less. And then when you need some of that sweet action, bro, you got all those casinos that nobody's in. Okay? Johnny, please don't take the Lord's name in vain on this
I
show.
didn't.
We have some
I said, this
very
password, what the
attractive
fuck is happening?
Christian
take the
janitors who
Lord's
work
name,
on
man.
the show who also do
I don't
a
take the
real
Lord's
estate.
name.
Okay? We should give them a chance to sponsor the show like Jesus, the lawn maintenance guy.
Well, we're giving everybody a chance, apparently.
Yeah, that's what we do on this show. Okay. And then at the end of the month, I'm in Yuma. Okay. And then I'm proud to announce that I am in fact going to be in Canada, April 14th and April
Just
13th.
Canada,
14th.
just Canada, huh?
I'm going to be in Toronto, Johnny,
might have
at
said
the
that.
Royal Comedy Theater Thursday the 13th, Friday the 14th, and Saturday the 15th. I'm doing 5 shows, small theater. Get weird. Come get weird. And you only got me 19. Oh, how weird are Canadians? Am I going to get in trouble, Johnny? Am I going to get in trouble?
How would you get in
Am
trouble?
I going to have Trudeau's come down and say, you say meanie stuff?
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't rule it out. It is a crazy
Johnny,
time
will
out
you be
there
able
now.
to do this show without me?
What do you mean?
Well, if I'm in jail, I can't do Broken Sim.
Oh no, you can call in.
You think they're going to let me call in from Canadian jail? Is that how nice Canadian?
Well, you can call in
Tell-
any jail. I mean, Stephen Avery, half of that second season of the documentary is just him on the phone with somebody.
Are they coming out with a 3rd season so nothing can happen?
Well, I did hear that they're coming out, like all the people on the other side of it have participated in the documentary to just shit on the original documentary.
Oh, that's going to be
But
great.
it's not getting released. Like it's like an indie sort of thing.
Oh,
The guy who made it said, "Yeah, there's a lot of heat. You know, people are bidding on it." And I'm like, "Okay, sure, yeah,
I got to bid $1.
yeah." YouTube.com is bidding on it. You're gonna
Johnny,
put it out
don't make
yourself.
fun of YouTube. Dude, real quick while Johnny's trying to do his job over here. Jesus, Johnny.
I don't know. Something's
I'm
wrong.
vamping. John, I want to give a moment of silence to the Legion of Skanks. They lost their YouTube channel. They're the second person I've heard that's happened to. The tech gods are coming.
Well, we're gonna do a little something in honor of.
Yeah, can we have do you have any sad
I
music?
got something. I got taps for you, right?
And well, can you do the Sarah McLaughlin song?
No, this is better.
This goes out to Legion of Skanks, who I love so much.
And their YouTube.
Their crowds are great, and they just got totally messed over by the tech overlords that have been hunting us down.
messed over. Nice.
Messed over. Notice I didn't. So are we still Christian on a cruise ship, bro?
Absolutely.
Okay. See how I kept it clean? It's called professionalism.
It's not, Instagram is just not working. I can't log in with any account.
Okay. You can't even log in with your account?
No. Another one bites the dust. I'm just having a montage in my head of like Ari pissing on people and whipping out his dick. You know, random dudes' assholes.
N words being shouted.
Lots of profanity and
Johnny,
and
are you
racial-
allowed to say the D word in the Christian cruise
racial
ship?
epithets. What?
We're in Christian
What
cruise
D word?
ship.
What
You're
did I
talking about Ari whipping out his D. You just said it.
Oh no, I was talking about Nixon, Richard Nixon.
Well, you know what, dude? Another homie.
Pour one out.
Pour one out for another homie. We love the Legion of Skanks. We stand in solidarity with you. Whatever you need, if tech people want a war, they'll get a war. I'll go to war. I'll be on the side of the Skanks. War!
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Someone, now they've done this in the past.
They've done this in the
Here's
past.
another one.
And here's another one.
And it's hurt his
And it
feelings.
hurts my feelings again. Because I'm trying my hardest with my limited vocabulary to put out the best product I can. Okay? And you guys are mocking me and my go-tos. All right? I mean, we're putting out 2 episodes a week trying to give you the good stuff. And let's see what they think I say. Let's start. Oh, my God.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, I say that a lot.
Oh my God.
Because I'm excited, Johnny. Why can't I get excited? We're dropping truth bombs
Now the
here.
next one is the one I imagine cuts closest to the heart for you. It calls guests the wrong name. Because if you and I have a special insight.
Yeah,
on this.
take a moment,
Sam,
Johnny. Will you play some tender music? Okay, there
give
you
you
go.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
So Sam had, as a child, had some issues with spelling and reading in front of classes.
Still have those issues.
And not reading in front of classes anymore. And it made him. He's got a sensitive place in his heart about public reading.
Yes.
And he takes pronouncing the guest names properly very seriously.
Very serious.
He asks them multiple times before the show how to pronounce it, and then if it's in any way challenging, he should really do this for all the names because even the basic ones he sometimes flubs. But if it's in any way challenging, he spells it out phonetically. Like today, the guy's name was Simone, which is spelled like Simone, but he says it's Simone. So he writes out Simone.
Money.
Oh, you did Sim Money? Is that what you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So not even correctly do you do it phonetically. But he takes it very seriously. So this hurts his feelings.
It does hurt my feelings. The whole thing hurts my feelings, Johnny.
And it's funny because if they're picking up on it from what we put out, we cut out like most of the time when you f up the guest name. We're past 10 minutes now. We cut out most of it. So, like, dude, they already picked up on it from just the little that we let in.
Man. Rude.
They're trying to get us all to fight with each other.
That's true.
White women. White women's on the bingo card.
White women. I'm sorry.
Want to talk to the manager.
I need to stop. I need to stop going off on white women.
No, you don't.
But Johnny, they're starting to think I'm male chauvinist.
You shouldn't care what people think. That's your job as a comedian, is not to care what people think and to be true to yourself.
All right. No.
And I've seen you limit yourself in those ways by thinking, like, not doing things that you're worried that people are going to be annoyed at.
All right, Johnny, good call.
Fighting Bill Gates for charity, fighting anybody for charity.
Why is that bad?
I don't think it is bad.
I mean,
I don't think they're saying these things are bad. They're just
I say them a lot.
They're touchstones.
They're
for you,
saying that Sam needs to get new material.
Well, but think about how many items are on here now. This is a lot of items. So it's like if you
we have
rotate
a lot
through
of
the
episodes. We have almost 650 episodes.
Show title.
That means we're only 100 episodes away from halfway to the next 500 episode.
That's 1,000. Wow.
Do you think we'll
the
get
next
to
500th? They called it 1,000. Yeah, the next 500th.
Johnny, it's the next.
Welcome to Las Vegas for our second 500th episode.
I know it's called 1,000, but it's the second 500th.
Look at how stupid this is. I cracked my phone, and all I had is this gay purple phone case of my girlfriend.
Johnny, I love that. You know why? Because no one would steal that phone.
That's a good point.
No one would steal that phone. They look at that phone. They're like, wow, that phone's got AIDS.
This is my favorite one, probably, as far as just stuff. Yeah, you're right. We do this. Show title topic is barely mentioned in the show. So what Sam usually bases the show titles on our original notes, it seems like, for the show, because sometimes he probably doesn't remember what we talked about. So he goes back and looks at the notes of the email that Mark sent with the original topics. And half the time we don't get to any of that stuff. So it's in the title and people are like, when did they talk about UFOs?
We talk about it at least a little bit, even if it's in passing.
This one is also something that I'm sensitive to that you do. Vague defenses of Trump. This is something that you've gotten better about, but you used to do these super vague defenses of Trump. Like you wouldn't go full out saying like, oh, I'm a MAGA guy. But you would defend him in the Vegas way.
Rude.
I hate male feminists is another one.
I do know.
It's the Jesuits, man.
Oh my God, we're not even halfway through.
It's the Jesuits. Blue check mark dummies. A lot of that.
I don't say that as much.
Yeah, you can't say that as much anymore.
Not as much.
Yeah, it's
okay. We gotta get a new one.
Dick/gay/sex joke. Which the guy's a comedian. I mean, come on, what do you expect? He is a comedian. That is what most of comedy is about, is dick, gay, sex.
Okay, Johnny, let me just say something. And I've said this before, but I feel like it really needs to get stated. It can't be stated enough. I'm going on my, 6th album, okay? The first 5 were a lot of heterosexual sex. I've talked about everything, okay? The only thing left now is gay sex. That's all it is.
Talk about and what and do.
What,
in your
Johnny?
life?
Say what you want to say. Say it, Johnny.
I just wonder if it works the same. If you that's how you treat your comedy. Do you do the same thing?
Oh, you're saying do I go out and live that life? No, Johnny, I don't.
All right. That's just how I find people joke about what they live. Sam is corrected by a co-host. That's usually going to be me.
Can we just call that the Johnny Square?
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't get name checked in that one, honestly. Sam starting another podcast, which we actually ticked that one off on Broken Sim last week. Sam talking about starting another podcast. Guest talks about how some word secretly means another word. This is a very popular thing on the show. It really is. And this one's not to do with you as much. But this is something as a pet peeve of mine, actually. I don't love that. Satanic pedophiles, of course.
Of course. They're everywhere.
The Mount Rushmore of X. Now, he does this on every podcast, the sports podcast especially.
But sometimes I call it the Mount Everest.
Yeah, you do. And always you have no regard for how many faces are actually on Mount Everest. You'll be like, let's do the Mount Everest of conspiracy theories. And then you're in like 12 deep. Have you ever seen Mount Rushmore?
It's 4.
Yeah. Blue Chew.
Hey, there's the rest of the mountain. I could carve in a couple new faces.
Blue Chew. Getting their
Blue
money's
Chew,
worth
for
here.
sure. For sure, Blue Chew.
Props to Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Big argument between Sam and a
When
guest.
was the last time that happened?
Nah, that doesn't happen.
It
very
happened
much.
one time
That
with
was
Mark.
That was Mark.
Mark,
Yeah.
that should just be called the Mark Square.
Yeah, the Mark Square. A year-old episode got deleted from YouTube. That happened a few times.
Yeah, it did. That did.
Young Christian Warrior.
I love that, bro.
You say that a
all
lot.
day. I gotta make that shirt.
I'm Armenian, bro.
I am, bro.
Complains about people complaining about advertisements. Is that what that says? I can't see it because
Yeah.
your bobblehead's in there.
Yeah, no. Can I throw that bobblehead out? We don't need that second one.
The Freeman?
Yeah.
Why would you throw that? It's a valuable
it's-
thing. I gave that to you. He's
Yeah,
on
it's
your team now.
Yeah, it's the Atlanta one.
All right. Makes fun of XG. And then We Live in Interesting Times.
That was the best. That was great. I'm upset, though. It's not cool. It's rude. It's rude, Johnny.
Well, yeah, you were on today's tinfoil. He was every time he kind of got close to touching on one of those, he got a little sensitive. You could tell him like withdrawing and like double, like triple crossing himself. You know, just
I'm trying, bro.
it's like, oh, that's on the bingo card. Shit, let me change.
yeah. Hit the bingo card.
You can't worry about that.
Oh, that was so funny, dude. I could not stop laughing at
It's
that.
worked for you.
That was great. Thank you, guys.
I wish we know who to give credit.
I
for that,
no,
but-
I don't want to give anybody any credit. That's just ridiculous
Well,
and
if
rude.
you did it, let me know and I'll give you credit.
No, if you did it, don't stop. Don't come near us. I'll get a restraining order.
So we have an apology. We owe some people an apology.
okay.
So do you remember?
oh, do you got some sad music to play for the
I
apology?
have the same sad music. yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when we had someone took advantage of us, basically? That's going to be our apology. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when we had someone call in
Yeah.
singing Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way?
Yeah.
And we sang along because we thought it was innocent,
Yeah.
you know, happy-go-lucky. It's,
Yeah.
I Want It That Way.
Yeah.
Of course. And remember in the middle of that, he would go, I want it that, and then he would go, va va, and we didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out what he was saying, and I'm quoting him now, was white power.
What?
Yeah, somebody called in.
Played it. Play it. So did he call in as
No, somebody else called in to tell me that the guy. They were like, "Hey, dude, I think that guy last week was saying white."
No, we got here. Or what's he say? Maybe he's saying white powder. Like he's into that white powder.
Yeah, not likely though, is it? That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Here we go.
Hold on, I got it pulled here. Let me see. Where are the voicemails? Here we go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play it again?
Yeah. My fire, the one. Desire, believe. When I say Allah Akbar,
Wait, he's not saying white power.
It sounds like he's saying Allah Akbar.
Allah Akbar.
Oh, that is what he's saying, yeah.
Nothing but a heartache. Allah Akbar.
That is what he's saying. So he's saying God is great.
Nothing but a mistake. Allah Akbar. Tell me.
Yeah, whoever says he's
why
saying white power is not
I
right.
wanna
He's saying-
hear you
Hold on,
say,
shut up.
Allah Akbar.
He's saying
There's no way that's white power.
No, it's Allahu Akbar. Yeah,
Allah Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
My fire, the one.
Desire.
We're not gonna sing along with him again.
Why? That makes me feel good.
It makes you feel good, really?
Yeah. I want it that way. So a lot of stuff going on.
I want to make sure we need to learn how to pronounce this. Let's see.
Allah Akbar.
No, it's Hold on. Let's just hear how to pronounce it.
We are looking at how to pronounce these phrases from great or Allah is most great, used by Muslims, great or God is most great or Allah is most great, used by Muslims in prayers. How do you say it? Allahu Akbar.
Allahu.
Allahu
Akbar.
Allahu.
That's how you say it. That's
We
the
just
spelling
lost
of it
the
right there.
Christians.
Allahu.
Did we just lose the
Akbar.
Christians?
If you're Muslim, could you please call in and let us know
Call
if
in,
we said
tell
it
us
correctly.
if we're doing it correctly.
Allahu. By the way, does this guy not milk this YouTube shit right here? Look, he made a 25-second video out of how to pronounce 2 words. Good for you, dude.
Good for you, bro.
Do you want to know how to pronounce Allahu Akbar? Well, we're gonna.
Well, some of these things, like how to pronounce this, I wonder if you can just make up a word and see if you.
Oh, dude, for sure.
So, Johnny, you might not know this, but due to circumstances outside of my control, I had to take an L on 2 traffic court things.
Oh, so is this Sam Tripoli traffic court?
Yeah, I took an L on it.
Okay, well, good. Here's the intro to Sam Tripoli traffic. I have a whole thing for that right now.
Sam Tripoli's Traffic Court.
Okay, Johnny,
We're back from that.
we're back from that awesome jingle you did. I don't
It's a
even
good
know
one.
what the jingle goes. How's it go?
It's Judge Wapner, at People's Court.
Okay.
Dun-dun-dun,
So
dun-dun-dun-dun.
So there are some ridiculous red light cameras, and it depends on the city that you're in. Some cities have outlawed it because they found that the company was getting 50% of the money, which meant they were biased, so they couldn't do that. So they got rid of it. But Santa Monica or Culver City has it. So I got a red light for rolling up on. I got a rolling through a red light.
That's why Waze is better than the others, because they tell you about red light cameras.
Okay, but I knew where I was going. I didn't need that, and then suddenly there's a red light camera up there.
Yeah, I just leave it on.
Right? Really?
Waze, yeah, I just leave it open when I get in the car. Yeah, because it'll tell you when red light cameras and cops are ahead and stuff.
So
Rolling, really?
That's what
Wait,
they got.
so what did you do?
I went.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I never roll right through it.
Do you remember it though? Like,
No, I don't.
Okay. That's how they get you, because you can't
Well,
can't
I've already
defend yourself
beat
if you
one.
can't remember.
I've already beat one.
But how can you defend yourself if they send it to you 3 weeks later? You can't even remember. Like, how long
Well,
later?
because what you do is you watch the video.
well, then you're screwed then, right?
No, I beat it.
This one that you're
No, this one I lost, and I'll tell you why I lost.
because you rolled through the stoplight.
Because I was going to fight the ticket, and suddenly I got called out of town on the day of the court. So they go, hey, you have to reschedule your court date 7 days out. So then I go down to the court and I'm like, hey, I'd like to reschedule. They're like, no, you have to do it 7 days out. I go, it's 7 days out. They go, no, 7 business days out. So let's say it was on the 21st. I was there on the 14th, and I thought I had enough days. They don't count weekends.
Okay, can you just explain? Okay, so you had a court date that was set.
I had a court date, Johnny,
For the
on
21st.
the 21st, let's say.
Okay.
On the 14th, I go to the court going, hey, I need to change my days,
Oh, and you should have come in earlier than that to change it, is what they're saying.
which according to that, seven days, which is 7 work days,
Yeah.
would be the
Right, you should have done it like
the
around
9th
the 9th.
or the 10th.
Yeah, okay, I got it now. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're screwed.
So I had to take
You
an
can't
L
have
on
You
it.
can't have somebody show up on your behalf? You could, right?
No, I don't know. I
Yeah.
think you have to
You're-
show up.
I-
Like, what am I gonna get, a lawyer? Well, what I was told is, if basically I didn't show up.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. It's a bunch of legalese. So I took an L on that, and then I had a ticket I didn't even know about, and they were gonna take my license.
If you hire an attorney, you typically won't have to go to court at all. In other words, your attorney can represent you in court without you being present.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you the notion of getting a traffic court lawyer.
But I'm saying you get somebody else, just like a friend. Get
Like,
Dana or
you
somebody.
could be my traffic court lawyer.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd love to go and argue on your behalf, of course.
Don't you have to be legally A lawyer? Ask if you gotta be a
I
legal.
can just represent you. I don't know.
Ask.
I mean, you can represent yourself.
By the way, if that's, I will represent anybody in Los Angeles.
I'm sure you do have to. But you probably have to pass the bar or something. But
That's ridiculous.
not. I mean, to represent yourself, I wouldn't think. But
That's just ridiculous. So why did I bring this all up?
you said you had another one on you, right? That you didn't know about.
Yeah, I had another one that was in default from 2021. And if I didn't pay it, they were going to revoke my license.
No kidding.
Yeah, and a daddy needs his license.
Yeah.
So
How much was it?
I dude,
Hundreds.
I think when it was all said and done to pay it all off, almost a G.
Are you kidding?
I'm not even kidding.
Oh. And
Yeah.
a traffic ticket
For 2.
for 2 traffic. What
That
was
were
it?
defaulted.
What were they?
I just told you. I don't know what the second one was because I don't even remember it. I don't even remember getting it. Now the Waze likes to send you down these stupid ass.
Yeah, it's Wade's fault, not your shitty driving. Come on, dude. You're a bad driver.
All right. Anyways, Johnny.
How many tickets is this now? This is some L's for you at mounting in traffic court. Your
Yeah.
record is not as good as it
Yeah,
was.
it's not as pristine as it was.
You were what, in traffic court for a while? Like,
You know what, Johnny? It's kind of like when John Jones got his first loss, but it's really not a loss, and everyone knows it's not a loss because they gave him an L for an illegal strike that we all knew was total bullshit. Okay.
This has been Sam Tripoli's Traffic Court.
yeah,
So, anyways, Johnny, so traffic was crazy, right? How did you survive the storm of 2023?
I didn't leave the house too much.
Were you scared?
No, I don't care about rain, dude. I grew up in the South. It rains all summer in the South.
But Johnny, it was bad
Thunderstorms.
rain. This
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah. I
just
mean,
rain.
but I've seen where I'm from. That happens 5 times in the summer, like where you have 5 days where it's just rains and thunders. It didn't thunder here, at
But
all.
it was great though, right? I mean, dude, it cleaned this city out. Like,
It destroyed the roads too, though. Unfortunately, in California, the roads just aren't. I don't know if it's the quality of the soil or something, but when it rains like hard like that, it underwashes, it erodes under the roads, and you just have potholes everywhere.
yeah.
Like the day coming in, there's all kinds of new potholes, and then they're already starting to put out those metal pads to fix them. You know,
It's crazy, right?
people freak out here in the rain, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
It's silly.
But Johnny, don't you think the cold here is cold?
The cold here is cold.
Like when it's cold, you're like, damn, it's cold.
Well, it's just what you're used to, right? I mean, you gotten.
But I mean, like I was
you're
in
Cali soft
Washington.
now.
I was in Washington and it was cold.
You're Cali soft.
But
now.
I felt like it's the same kind of cold as the desert cold of Los Angeles. Like it was 1 degree there, but this is a different cold. You don't agree with that?
Not really. No, I mean,
Okay, I respect that.
no. Cold is cold. Heat can have a different quality for sure due to humidity, but I don't. I just think you get used to it being so warm here. And a lot of places, like the place I'm in now, doesn't even have heat. I've never, until I moved here, every place I've had here doesn't have heat, like central heating or like a heater. But never lived in a place like that until I moved out west.
It's weird. So, anyways, I was in Tacoma. We sold out. We were 13 seats away from 2 sellouts. It was pretty cool. And we
I saw those pictures. It looked great.
Yeah, it's a pretty wonderful feeling. And we were blessed. So Tacoma sold out, and we had to go to the airport. First of all, we do a show, and just Xavier, am I allowed to talk about this, or is this snitching? About him?
You already did it. Go ahead. It's already happening.
Well, he doesn't have a girlfriend, so I could talk about that.
Sure. Yeah.
So anyways, we were doing it. I got given, I'm going to get into some of the weird shit I was given in Tacoma. We got
Okay.
some gifts in Tacoma. Tacoma is the land of gifts, and they gave us some gifts.
It's hard to bring somebody a gift at a show when you know they don't live there and they have to take it back on the
Well,
airplane.
it is weird because someone gave us mushrooms and weed, and we're like, yeah, man, you could totally bring it on the airplane. I'm like, I
Ari
don't know.
used to say that all the time. Ari would be like, dude, I take weed. I don't take weed everywhere. Nobody bothers me ever. And I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
you're
that's your
nuts.
life.
Well, I
in your
mean,
hands.
Washington and California, you might not have a problem.
He goes anywhere. He goes abroad. Like all these countries he goes to where we've already seen what they did to Brittany Griner.
Yeah, what kind
you
of
imagine
public
if Ari-
outcry
if Ari-
would happen here if Ari got thrown
Can you
in
imagine
Russian
it?
jail?
Can you imagine it? Oh, it'd be so funny.
So Johnny, here's the first
We might get
thing
him to do Punch Drunk again.
somebody gave me.
Was that a cat?
It's like I don't even know what it is.
It's like a cat, right?
He blows glass, which could easily be crystal meth, or it could be.
I love that color of that glass. The quality
It's
of
pretty cool.
I do wonder if this is one of those like Ryan Bledsoe things where he's like, it's a
let's
curse.
do something. Lord Jesus, please free this entity. This.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Ryan Bledsoe came on one time and said that people have given him gifts and stuff that have had like curses on them, and that we should be careful. And the things we receive, they could bring like dark energy onto us
Yes.
and stuff.
So sweet Jesus, relieve
This doesn't
this
sound like
entity.
a genuine prayer to me.
What? I'm talking to the Lord.
Calling him sweet Jesus. That's like, what is this?
Oh Lord, sweet
What is
Jesus.
this, a Peter, Paul, and Mary song? What are you doing?
Oh Lord, sweet Jesus, we have you in our hearts. Please take this. What would you call this? An emerald? What is it?
Dear Lord, we ask that you
Dear
please,
sweet Lord.
this would you please take this strange glass cat and if it has any bad energy
Or leave it of all any dark
negative,
entities that may be possessing it.
negative
Oh, sweet
incantations.
Jesus.
in the name of the Lord, we pray that any darkness is removed from this object as we take it into our studio.
Thank you.
In the name of Jesus, amen.
All right, there we go. Where should we put it? Here we go.
Most Americans think they spend about $80 a month on subscriptions, but the actual total is closer to $200. If you don't know how much money you spend on subscriptions, you need Rocket Money. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. More than 80% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. I know I do. Like the streaming service you bought just to watch one show, or that free trial that you never even used. I just bought AMC Plus to watch Mad Men, and I let it run for 3 months after. Waste of $30 right there. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as a click of a button. You find the subscription you don't want and press cancel. Rocket Money does the rest. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. More than 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving an average of up to $720 a year. Like I said, I found out I had AMC Plus running for an extra 3 months after I stopped using it. I also found a couple of other services that I was paying for that I wasn't using. They bank on that. These companies that you will use their free trial, 7 days pass, you forget about it, you get billed, it gets thrown in the mix of your bank account, you don't notice it for another 6-7 months, and then you've wasted $70 and you'll never get it back. That's where Rocket Money comes in. Stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way. That's by going to rocketmoney.com/broken. That's rocketmoney.com/broken. rocketmoney.com/broken.
So here's the second thing, Johnny. A guy comes up to me. He's with his woman. His woman is a tall Amazon chick, very attractive, very attractive brunette.
Good for him.
And she just wants to take pictures with me and Eddie, and then he could take a picture. So he comes up, Johnny.
Wait, she wanted to take a picture of just her with you guys.
So this guy comes up to me, and he hands me this coin.
Oh, is that like a military dog or
It's
something?
a dog. Okay, that's the front, and it says
Belgian Malinois?
some working dog handler. Okay. Narcotic. Okay, so it's a drug dog.
Is this a threat?
Patrol. Okay,
keep your nose
military
clean.
working dog handler, narcotic, explosives. It looks for explosives.
Okay.
So this is the front of it. On the back of it, Johnny, is a naked woman on all fours.
What?
So I was like,
That's confusing.
yeah, it is confusing.
Well, what does the reverse side of the coin say? With the
Here.
woman on it. What does that side say?
It says,
Oh, you almost hit me in the face with that, didn't you? You were
no,
so
I
close
didn't, Johnny.
Throw it
I didn't
here.
almost
Do you want me to
anything.
read
No,
it? Here.
it says K9, we do it best, doggy style.
Got it.
And it's got 2 dog prints on it.
On the woman?
No, on the coin.
On the side with the woman. No, it's got 2 dog
Yeah,
prints.
here. Nice catch, Johnny.
I know.
Nice catch.
Oh, I see. Boy, this woman looks like a hostage.
You're one.
My girlfriend didn't know who Hootie and the Blowfish were.
What?
Because Kate Quigley had tweeted out she keeps putting Darius Rucker on blast.
Who?
Kate does. She dated Darius Rucker.
Yeah.
And she put him on blast in her Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, I guess he sent her a text saying that, I was in Vegas and I just talked to some comedian who dated you and said that you, destroyed his life too, like mine or whatever. And it's like, I guess that's what you do, something like that. And then she copy pasted the text and put it on Twitter. And I was like, I want to tell my girlfriend about it because she loves gossip. She had no idea who Hootie and the Blowfish were.
Really?
I even played the song.
Did you play a song?
I played
She
the
didn't
song.
know it.
Nothing, dude.
What was the song?
I played her all of their greatest hits and she didn't know any of it. Every time I look at you, I go blind. I did the whole thing. Hold my hand.
So this is from, I'm not going to say his name.
So look at this woman's face here. She just looks not.
I can't-
such a strange look at this, dude.
But what Johnny's weird coke nail is covering is she's
There's
naked on
nothing
all
weird.
fours.
That's I'm trying to cover the nudity for YouTube.
Is that nudity? I mean, even a weird drawing gets in trouble?
I don't know. I just don't trust it. There's nothing weird. That's a normal length nail. There's barely any nail there. That's a normal human nail.
Yeah, you look like you do a lot of coke and you got weird,
Dude, isn't that weird when a guy had? That's another thing for the weird list guys with long nails.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Shady shit, coke nails.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. So that was it. So, anyways, we do the show. We get done. A friend of mine who was on Zero shows up, and she's a weed, one of the top weed people in the world, who has coke energy. It was very weird, but she has coke energy, and she was hanging out with her friends. And she brought us all this flour and mushrooms and stuff. She's like, "You could totally fly with that." I'm like, I'm sober. I'm not flying with anything. So
You got kids, dude. You can't take that risk.
yeah. So we're getting a drive back by a friend of at the show. He drives back to the hotel, and we say, "Hey, man, you want weed and some shrooms?" He's like, "Hell yeah!" So we're pulling out the weed. We're pulling out the shrooms. We're like, it's like mushroom Christmas for this guy.
That's the best.
Right?
I love getting free stuff and giving it away. It's the
Giving it
best.
to somebody, just loading this guy. He's never gonna have to buy shrooms forever. It was like a version of microdosing. So I give it to him. Just when we're giving it to him, suddenly this small group of young ladies walk in with a birthday stash. What's it called? Birthday
Yeah, that's a sash. I think.
sash and balloons. And dude, Xavier just zones in, bro. And bam, he's gone. He doesn't even care about Mushroom Christmas anymore. And he just starts throwing game at him. And I'm so out of the game. It was so interesting to watch someone spit in game.
Yeah.
Because I just want to sleep. And I'm just watching a guy hunting. He's on the hunt.
That's funny. I never did it. I was always a slow burn. I had to be in class. All the girls I ever dated, I was in class with them. I was in the back of the class, sniping, just smart, back talking to the teacher, being funny.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could wear down a girl. Never could do it quick like that.
Oh, yeah, that was your I've never had game.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I've always
I'm
had
sure
women
you do.
hitting on me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other only way I would, yeah.
So in high school, I got no action, none. Then in college,
I find
it
that
went
hard to believe. That's
Johnny, I got none. And then I went to college, and it was insanity.
Now that you know that you can, how do you say this? That you're fertile. Do you worry that you may have spare children, not stray children?
If they're out there, find dad. Find him. He'd like to get to know you.
Have you ever thought about that?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think so. I think they would have found me by now.
Okay.
And if you're out there, I want to get to know you.
But you sowed the wild oats, right? I mean,
I was crazy for sure.
Unsafe. No condom. No.
Johnny,
no
this
hat.
is not important for the show. Okay? You're being rude. You're being rude. Johnny.
Let me write it down.
So anyways, he meets these chicks and he just is hanging out with them out the gate. And it was a hot young chick with her super young aunt and their friend. It was three good-looking, three hot chicks. One super hot. And then Eddie and I go to bed because we're old men. Eddie's married. And this is what we do after our show. we might get something to eat, and then we just go to bed. We are old men. So next thing you know, I don't hear from him. I'm like, dude, because he had some cash in mine I needed. I'm like, dude, don't go to bed without giving me the money. Didn't hear from him until the next day. How'd it go? Worked out, bro. Worked out.
He didn't even come back to the hotel?
No, I got him his own room because
I mean, he didn't come back, or he stayed with him?
Yeah.
Always hated staying
Dude,
over.
That was a Hail Mary last second Doug Flutie, Boston College
Closing time,
Hail
man.
Mary fucking pass.
It's like the closing time.
Good for you, Xavier Guerrero.
It was a good 90s one-hit song, Closing Time. Remember how that song was on
Closing
that was on the
time.
radio every
Who
half
sang
hour.
that?
Semisonic was the name of the band.
And they never did anything after
They
that.
had
huh?
another. They had Fascinating New Thing, I think, or yeah, Fascinating. I think that was the name of the song. That was another one that was kind of a hit, but yeah, not too many.
So when they
That
go,
song is huge though.
yeah, but when they go on the road, they save that for like last
Oh,
or
they have
second.
to.
to
They probably
last.
play it first and then like a montage, like a medley of it.
You guys
I
want to
think.
hear it again?
Let's see if they're still together. Let's see if they're. Semisonic still has a website, an official website.
Oh, where
How
they
many
play?
views do you think that video has on YouTube?
Listen, I'm gonna say 1 billion.
A billion?
Yeah.
Because that song, if you weren't alive in the 90s, you can't appreciate how often that song was played on the radio. In bars still, 90s bars still play that song. Let's see. All right. The video went up in 2009, so keep that in mind. So it's had 13 years to accrue views. And it has, how many did you say?
1 billion.
No, it's not 1 billion. It's 117 million.
That
views.
is a lot.
It's an incredible number of views.
Hey, will you go see how much Jeff Dunham's
Rock fan exclusive really quickly here. That was a good song, man.
It is a good song.
You can't complain about that.
This is how old this video is. There's a public phone.
No bra. It's got the Matrix haircut.
Yeah, before the Matrix.
Yeah.
This
Just
has
97?
the color scheme of the Matrix.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, the green. You're right. You're right.
Do you think they hate this song?
I don't know. You hear that about like Radiohead, right? That they just hate playing Creep. Radiohead at least has a lot of other songs. These guys have to play this song.
Well,
or-
I get because you get tired of like I'm gonna shoot a special probably in April.
Yeah.
Sometime in April.
Oh, and you'll be tired of your bits by then.
I'm already over my bits.
Really?
And it forces me to write new shit. So the crowd, like I have a couple ideas I want to do for. my
What
next-
are you saying that your delivery kind of spoils at some point?
No. It's just like I'm like if you come through a market 3 times with the same. Most people tell you if you
Oh,
come
I
through
see.
with the
Okay.
same act.
I got you.
Twice it's bad, but I think people are okay with it. But if
How
you
does
come
Leno
through,
do it then? Leno's had the same act forever. He still does the same act.
I think Leno writes all the time.
No. Apparently that's why he doesn't do specials because he still uses the same
No,
material.
that is literally Jerry Seinfeld.
Well, Seinfeld too, yeah, but Seinfeld does specials every now and then at least. I mean, Leno's never has he ever
No,
done specials?
Seinfeld's whole thing is like, hey, how about this? How about I do the exact same special I just shot last time, but I do a breakdown of each joke in between each joke.
yeah.
What do you think about that? Oh, yeah,
That's
let's
funny.
fucking do it. That'd be the greatest fucking thing ever. Oh, my God. It's so fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, has Leno ever had a special? No, right?
It's so weird because for the longest time, he hated podcasts. He thought they were just stupid.
Yeah, Stern is still that way about podcasts. Well, he's gonna have one
Well,
eventually.
you remember when he was going off on Ari about Ari's just got a stupid podcast when Ari's TV show was on television?
What did you say?
You remember when Howard Stern was going off on Ari? Remember when Ari
Yes,
for
yeah,
a brief
and
second?
shitting on him for having a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they only had a podcast, but nobody on the show told him that Ari had a TV show at that time.
Yeah. Here's Jay Leno explaining why he will never do a special.
Literally have to be. I remember we had a comic on the Tonight Show who had a special coming out, and he's going on the road to promote it. And I said, "What are you going to do on the road?" He's only doing the material from the special. I go, "Really? I mean, you don't think?" No. Okay.
Right.
The next time he came on, he was like, oh, you were right. Because what happened? People like you, so they watch it 3 times
Right.
or 4 times.
Yeah.
Right.
So a guy goes in the bar, I heard that!
Boo.
Do some new shit! You know, I mean, oh, man.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Right.
That's what you get.
So basically, he says that's why he'll never do a specialist because he doesn't want to burn the material. He's just gonna keep doing that shit forever.
Well,
His
I mean,
best
here's
bits.
the whole thing. Jay Leno can do that because he'll always be known as Jay Leno from The Tonight Show. And this is nothing against Jay Leno because I like Jay Leno. But you see comics just disappear because they don't work on their act. Joe Rogan talks about a lot. Like when Mitzi gutted the Comedy Store, when she gutted it, she got rid of all the guys still doing Reagan jokes. She got and like as a guy that understands now what that must have felt like to be pushed out of your home for a long time.
How did she do that? She just stopped. She stopped booking them.
Bang.
But they're still past guys, right?
Yeah, I mean you're a regular always.
But they just wouldn't get dates when they called in.
Yeah,
that's got to be weird, right?
So I don't call
Awkward.
into the Comedy Store because I saw my spots going down.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not going to be pushed out. I'm going to walk away. And my goal is to get everything up. And when it goes through, I'll go back there triumphantly. But I am not going to
You don't see it as a triumphant, like going back there every time you have a sold out Comedy Chaos? Like,
no, I mean, I that is the blessings of Comedy Chaos. And I love it. But I'm telling you.
it just shocks me that doesn't give you any credence.
I
As
love
far
it.
as booking there.
Johnny, Comedy Chaos, if you watch all these flyers from all these other shows in LA, they're all copying Comedy Chaos.
But it shocks me that doesn't make you an immediate, like, gets whenever they want to, whatever time they want, whenever they want.
It's just the way it is, and I'm not mad at anybody. It's not anything to get mad at. I love everybody over there, and I'm friends with everybody, and they're doing a great job.
But there is a disagreement about the way the store is run, you'd say, right?
There's a disagreement on how comedy should be presented, and it's not my place to have that argument with anybody.
No, but you can have your own opinion about it.
Yeah, I think there's too much of the same over there.
And maybe they want to attract a different clientele. Is that what it is? What do you think?
Well, I think there's a lot of people that think I know it's gonna sound crazy, but laughs are the most important thing. And to me, it's not. The most important thing is how you get the laughs.
Explain that.
And if you're gonna sit there and brag about like Sam Kinison, Pryor, Andrew Dice Clay, and you just keep going, Jim Carrey to a point, Bill Hicks, all these outlaws that you kind of hang your hat on.
A lot of guys that walked a lot of people. You
A
just
lot
named
of
too,
people.
Yeah.
A lot of people. And it's like when you start to cater to, it's almost, dude, when you hear GMs in sports talk about if you start listening to the people in the stands, you're going to be sitting with them eventually. People, there is this notion that people just want to laugh. They don't. They want to feel something, and they want to feel a connection.
That's the comedy you remember.
That's the comedy that stays around and is a legend.
But it stays with you. Like
no comedies remembered, Johnny. I mean, that's just...
No, I mean you remember in your life. Like the best things I remember from the past weren't, necessarily the things that I laughed the hardest at in the moment, but were the things that had some extra meaning or some they came at a time in my life where they were particularly relevant.
So, So I was having a fun conversation with Brett Ernst, and I love him very much. And he was talking about how, and we agree, Gen Z is saving comedy. Gen Z is coming in with a whole different attitude as these millennials have. They are pried off the corporate media nipple, and now they're into TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, but mostly TikTok, and they are just getting the raw shit. They're getting the real shit. They're getting to see what everybody does in real life, not through the lens of corporate America that wants you to have certain beliefs and paradigms.
But through the lens of communist China.
Well, you had Adam Curry on there saying that it's not true, and that's just all
I don't
a
believe
spin.
that at all.
What?
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't believe him.
I don't believe him either. I think 100% when you look at what TikTok is in China versus here, it's being done on purpose. But I also know
it's hard for me to imagine. I want to hear more about your point because it's hard for me to imagine anything good coming from TikTok comedy.
But Generation Z kids laugh at the darkest, dirtiest, politically incorrect shit.
Yeah. Well, they do, except for those certain lines. They still have a lot. I still see a lot of the same lines. I mean, they're the ones coming out with they have identifies 3 different genders.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff. That's the Gen Z.
That is my big problem with a lot of these accounts. Like Libs of TikTok is great, and she should never have been censored. But she is amplifying somebody who may not ever have gotten any looks on their video.
Maybe
she amplifies them. Now they get millions of looks on their videos. She's amplifying it that makes it seem like this is par for the course. And I'm not saying there isn't a lot of woke teachers out there. I mean, when you are unfulfilled in your life, you start lighting yourself up like a Christmas tree, right? Bright colors everywhere, all that stuff. You paint yourself bright colors on the outside because you're not happy with what's on the inside. Now, that's not everybody with tattoos. I'm not saying that. But we're seeing with these purple and blue and pink-haired people, that tends to be the bat signal for crazy.
It's whatever standing out is to you and the culture you grew up in. Because for some people, that might be going straight edge and not having tattoos. But for Gen Z, I guess it is,
Well, they're getting super tatted up all over the place. And but they go to comedy clubs and they laugh at everything. They have a much better
we'll see if
sense.
That's a real thing. I don't know. I don't know if I trust that. I guess we'll see.
What was the point of this whole thing? So, anyway,
you were talking about that conversation with Ernst, maybe.
Yeah. But so we did this show. I forget what the whole point of this was, but going back to
you were talking about
we were
Comedy
just
Store.
We were just getting done with XG, right? Is that XG? It was great. Those days for me are over.
And you and Eddie were going back to bed.
Yeah, we go to bed. We go to bed, guys. I love a good sleep. What I love in my life when I go on the road with my friends is a good meal, and this is how I know I'm old. A good meal, a great show, go to bed.
How long do you sleep?
I sleep hard, Johnny.
Like, do you get 7, 8?
I get about 7.
Okay. I can push it up to 9 still.
I sometimes, like, I'll do a show. I usually won't get to bed until 1, and I'll get up 8 or 9.
Okay. That's a good amount of sleep. Yeah, that's healthy.
But I
though.
sleep.
Me too, yeah.
I turn off my phones, I move them away, and I just bang it out.
I get up one time to pee.
Very rarely do I get up. If I gotta pee, that's it.
I'll get up to pee about
I
once.
sleep hard, dude. Sometimes I'll be falling onto the pillow and gone. And I'm asleep by the time my head hits the pillow.
Oh, dude, me too. I'm a great sleeper. I sleep on planes that way too. My girlfriend's so jealous because she can't sleep on planes.
Yeah, she talks about that all the time. That when we fly, I'm just out, and I consider it time travel.
I do too. Yeah, I've always said that.
I mean, just think about what they do in sci-fi. They freeze you in a tube so you could travel 100,000 miles.
I remember, I thought that was like my best observation in like 6th grade. I love telling people that. I was like, sleeping. I remember telling my buddy Ryan that one time. I was like, sleeping's kind of like time travel. And he was like, oh my God, dude, you're right.
Johnny, you were so
That was like my best observation.
Was that when you didn't shit for a week? Is that what you came up with?
No. I was a little bit later.
Johnny, did you see the gods when you couldn't shit? Is it like brought you to a nirvana?
No, I just had a little extra gas.
Okay. So we do the shows. XG gets his action going. We're super proud of him, okay? Because there's a lot of conspiracy smoke shows at the Tim Flat shows, but they're all with their men, which is cool too. All right?
I've noticed. Yeah.
Okay.
They're beautiful though.
They're all they're gorgeous. So we do our show, and the next day I got to call an Uber, and I'm getting an Uber. So I get an Uber, and a guy shows up. The guy shows up in a Jags.
And a Jaguar.
In a Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Really? In a Jaguar SUV to Uber.
Was it an Uber Black at least?
Uber Black.
Oh,
no,
okay.
it was a regular one.
Regular one. Okay.
But it was a Jag. Isn't that weird?
That is weird, yeah. I mean, I've seen like a Mercedes a time or two.
I come out. Xavier's not there yet. It's me and Eddie. This guy comes around and he opens the. He's on the phone. I'm like, hey, dude. He goes. I go, oh, okay. This is weird. All right.
Dickhead.
He goes. He opens it. I go. I'm going to lift. He goes. No, I got. He goes. Let me do it. I go. No. You're talking. Let me do it. I lift the thing in. I put it in to the back. He hangs up the phone. He goes, hey, man, did I not tell you let me do it? Look. And he points down, and he says that my plastic wheels on my car did 3 scrapes on his Jaguar.
On the carpet in the back?
No. On like the part that goes between when the
outside or inside?
Inside when the door goes down to the back.
Yeah. The part you can't see unless the thing's open.
Yeah. He says I scraped it. So then I look at the other end. I go, did I do that too over here? And he just gave me a dirty look. He grabs my stuff, pulls out my.
You're getting a bad rating from him.
Pulls it out. Okay. Puts it down. Gives me a dirty look. Walks out. We're all laughing. I go, what's up?
He didn't take he didn't drive you?
Nope.
Wow.
Got in his car, drove off. Stared at me the whole way. I have 3 days of jiu-jitsu and 3 years of Krav Maga. I'm all about that action.
What you think you could have taken him? What kind of guy was he?
No, because Eddie was like, dude, that was a big guy. I go, no.
Oh, really?
I would have to
Yeah, you had Eddie there. I forgot about that. Eddie could handle it.
No, I don't think so.
Eddie just climb on his back and send him to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, but imagine if I did that to Eddie, if I forced him to fight for me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like 50-something.
You just distract the guy while
Yeah,
Eddie,
I mean, like what a
puts
piece
him
of
to
shit
sleep.
I
Yeah.
am, getting my 50-year-old friends in fist fights because of Ubers. Like, what a piece of shit you are. If you're 50 and fighting, you're an idiot.
We should say, too, you're also an idiot if you drive a car that's so nice and that you're so precious about that you can't let people put their own bags in it for Uber. You shouldn't be doing that.
Johnny,
That's a
here's
mistake.
the part that pissed me off, and I would like to go at it with Uber.
If you're precious about your car, don't drive Uber.
Here, hold on.
Buy a Honda.
Let's see. I'm still at 4.85.
Really?
I don't know. I can't get this thing up to 4.9.
Oh, okay. Let me see what mine is. Okay.
Johnny, if you're bragging, I swear to God, I'll end the
I don't know
show.
what it is. Let me see.
I'll
It's
end
in,
the
you
show.
go into Uber, right? And then you go to where? To your account?
Yeah.
Everybody do this with us and share yours. Mine's 4.96.
Jesus Christ, Johnny. How did you get that?
Just by being a nice person, I guess.
I'm a nice
Not destroying
guy.
people's cars.
All I do is I tip really well.
I tip incredibly well, too. 4.96 rating.
I don't even know how that happened.
It's by being a gentleman and saying, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I get a lot of convo going with the driver. I tell a lot of jokes, we're laughing.
Oh my God, you're putting on a show?
Big time, dude. Big time.
Johnny, take me through your presentation.
It's exhausting.
Johnny, take me through your Uber presentation.
The people that know me from like tiny interactions, like doctors and nurses and stuff. Like I had a guy a doctor that I would see periodically. He thought I was the funniest person
Johnny,
ever.
when they ask you what you do, what do you say? I'm a podcaster.
People don't usually ask what
Nobody
you do.
asks you what you do?
Not really. Well, in LA a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you say? A podcast?
Yeah, I produce podcasts. Yeah.
I produce podcasts.
A lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
So you had this idea for a segment on the show that I thought was a great idea. And what did you want to call it? It was You Got This Completely Wrong.
Oh, I love this.
Is that what you wanted to call
Yes.
it? You Got This Completely Wrong. So I got this. Now, somebody did a video about your encounter with Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
I don't know the guy.
I do.
Okay. So say who he is.
So welcome to a new segment called You Got This Wrong. That's not how it went. You have nope.
You got this completely wrong.
You're way off. Welcome to You
What
Got
are we
This
going to call it?
Completely-
We need a name for it. You got this completely wrong?
Yeah, you got it. How about You Got It Completely Wrong?
You got it completely wrong.
Yes,
Okay,
and there's a
perfect.
couple times that it just happened. So I by the way, stop it. Can we go back to the thumbnail because that picture haunts me. I don't know which picture I find worse. That one or Peanut Butter Hair Sam. It's like
The one with you running in place in the street.
That makes me feel like it was just a moment. I took a picture and
I use that picture a lot. Yeah.
It's a great picture, but I feel like I have manic energy.
You look insane. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's on brand. But can you have two different guys? Like, look how shiny Machine Gun Kelly is,
With his pearl necklace.
and look how not shiny Sam Tripoli.
A rough man. Yeah.
A rough man with cavities. And you can see the tooth I lost by doing speed. Go on. So here we go.
Okay. So what's this fella's name?
So this is from a guy named Patrick Melton. Now, Patrick I know from way back in the day. He started doing, I think he started in Tampa, and then he moved to L.A., then he moved to New York, and now he's in Las Vegas. And I consider him a friend. I like him a lot. Now, full disclosure, he's gotten in some like weird fights. There's a lot of weirdness in the Las Vegas comedy scene where like everyone's content creating on each other. My friend Ty.
What does that mean? Like arguing with each other?
Like they make videos about other comics.
Shitting on them.
Yeah, there's just comedy wars. And I don't really get it because you're kind of like just going at people in your area. So I don't know. So Patrick, full disclosure, is kind of like one of the early guys in the podcasting.
This guy.
Yeah, he has this show is called Nobody Likes Onions. And Patrick
Not true, by the way, but go ahead.
I'm not a big onion guy.
I like a nice cooked onion, yeah.
I don't know the if there's some meaning behind the name, but it's always called it that. Nobody likes onions. And he's always been content creating. And he makes his living off it for a very long time.
Props to him.
Props to anybody
I hope he gets
that can make a living off the internet.
I just hope
And
his
by
other
the way,
content,
you could do it.
Just hope his other content was more accurate than this. But
Well, so again, this is not anything against Patrick.
No.
Other than somebody sent me this.
other than you got it completely wrong.
Other than you got it completely wrong. So we're gonna run this, and again, this isn't like this makes me laugh. I'm not mad.
No, nobody's
It
mad.
makes me laugh.
If you want the true story of the Machine Gun Kelly Sam Tripoli encounter, go back a few episodes. It's in there.
Okay, so here we go. This is his take on what happened that night at the world famous comedy store. Here we go.
Would you like to hear what exclusive Nobody Likes Onions exclusive that we have for you tonight?
Surprise,
Yeah,
That's from Dexter.
Last night,
I love that
was
character though.
popping
He died.
at the Sunset Boulevard
Is he a store guy?
What?
Is he a store guy?
Comedy
No.
Store.
Stop it. Stop it.
The
By
Sunset
the way,
Boulevard Comedy Store.
everyone knows the Comedy Chaos.
What?
They should know Comedy Chaos.
He called it the Sunset Boulevard Comedy Store.
Yeah,
show.
but he's talking about it was popping. It was world famous Comedy Chaos. Nobody knows about it, but they should know about it. They should really know about it. So play it.
Comedy Store in Los Angeles, California. Owned by Pauly Shore.
Nope, Pauly doesn't own it. The other shore's done.
He's already on a bad
Pauly's
start here.
out. Pauly left.
Who owns the store now? Like fully?
The shores do, but I think that Pauly has like kind of stepped away from it. So maybe it is accurate that he owns it, but he's not.
So after minding the store didn't work out, he
Which was so funny. Like my buddy Hatchell was on it as just fat guy.
They should have done it for real. If they had done that like a real reality show instead of trying all these scripted things, because it was like super fake.
I think that was a big it caused a big problem between Pauly and his mom and the other.
What do you mean?
shores.
What did?
I think they didn't like what he did.
That it was kind of fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if that had been real, that would have been one of the best reality shows on TV. It's hard to find it anywhere. I tried to watch it. And I can't find
you know where else you can't find Brody Stevens? His show. You
His
can't find
show
it.
was so good. Both versions of it. The comedy. What's I can't. Comedy Central version and the HBO version. Both were incredible.
I didn't know he had an HBO version.
Yeah, they did they have like or it was streaming on it. That's where I watched it anyway. They're like two different. It's like the same show, but two different. Like maybe one's uncensored or something, and it's a little cut a little differently, but it's a lot of the same stuff. Oh, what the hell, Brody Stevens, HBO.
By the way, the end of the plot line, the trans that he ends up dating, he got from the Naughty Show.
Stevens starred in and produced a documentary comedy series for HBO called Brody Stevens Enjoy It. That was the one that Zach Galifianakis produced. But then there was like one on the
I thought
on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Okay, in 2011, Steven starred in and produced a documentary comedy series for HBO called Enjoy It. Zach Galifianakis was an executive producer. It was released in 2012 as 6 15-minute episodes on HBO Go and received positive reviews. Following the popularity of the HBO program, it was picked up by Comedy Central as Brody Stevens' Enjoy It. And then the footage was shot by HBO along with additional material shot by Comedy Central. So they shot more stuff. They picked it up. Comedy Central did the web series from HBO. It was like only on HBO Go, the original series. And then they did another one with some of the HBO footage and some of the Comedy Central footage. Combined them. And they're both great.
Yeah, I mean, it's Brody.
The HBO one's a little darker. I like it better.
What?
The HBO one's a little darker. I like it
Yeah.
better. It gets into his, sexuality and like stuff with his mom, weird stuff, which I was great.
He was so great. He was so
Nobody's like that. Nobody will ever be like that guy.
No, never. Never.
Yeah.
So anyways,
all right.
Back to this.
Back
this
to
is
you got this.
Nobody Likes
wrong.
Onions with Pat Melton breaking down for his
formerly-
listeners what happened at the world famous
Well,
Comedy
not
Central.
what happened, but
what
he
his
heard happened
insiders have told him.
Yeah.
Seashore Legendary Club used to really mean something to get your name on that wall. Now I think they just give anybody a piece of chalk. But last night, former guest of the show, friend of mine, Sam Tripoli, was doing a couple shows. I gotta take this. It's so hot. So it was bumping up last night. People were drunk. The shows were packed. The lines were outside the door.
Yep.
Shows upstairs, shows downstairs.
He's right
in the
so
OR,
far.
in the main room. From what I understand, lines were being drawn. A lot of floating
Okay,
around.
stop.
Everybody was
None of that.
None of that.
I'm telling you, like, I'm not saying it's not there, but the Coke days are not at the store right now. Now, that doesn't mean that people aren't doing Coke there. It's just, it's not out like it used to be. The dark period, man, like, it was like Coke, sex, okay, some stand-up. That's what's the Comedy Store.
I don't think I ever saw Coke until I moved out here, honestly.
It wasn't
saw
until
it.
I did this New Year's Eve show that I saw somebody do Coke at the store. It'd been years.
Which is crazy for you, for it have been years. That's crazy.
I'm like, what is this, Fear Factor?
amped up party. It was in the air, buzzing, if you know what I mean.
He's really setting the scene here.
So Eddie Bravo's on stage, Sam Tripoli, and a few other comics. I don't want to give out names because my sources. I don't want people to know who this comes from. But I've been a picture painted. So last night, Sam Tripoli, who, let me just tell you, I vouched for Sam Tripoli. I've known Sam Tripoli for 50.
Yeah.
What is your motivation there?
I don't know. Everybody always wants to put me fighting.
Oh, they tell you to do that?
Yeah.
That's not you. I thought you were like pushing.
No, they're like, do that, do this, do that. I'm like, okay, how about this?
You look like one of those. What's the first
I have
guy?
a great
What's the
picture.
first guy you would fight and punch out? You know that English guy that was all like
Glass Joe.
Yeah, with the was he the guy that fought like this with
Yeah.
his, that's what you
Yeah.
I'll knock you out, Sonny. I'll
Glass Joe.
I'll put you in
There's
your
a-
place,
there's
boy.
a picture of Ghost and Ninja, and Ghost is doing. It's a cute picture of.
She's
her.
doing this.
She's doing this.
I was hosting coming up in Tampa at the Tampa Improv. I worked with him several times before I moved to LA. When I moved to LA, I've told this story on the show before. When I moved to LA, one of the first nights I was hanging out at the Comedy Store, Sam Tripoli saw me across the patio and screamed out, "Melton," and came over and was so fucking nice and welcoming. Like, so glad you're out here in LA now. Super nice guy. I saw him a couple of months ago at Skank Fest. He's done the podcast before.
Way back. in
Sam
the day,
Tripoli's
yeah.
a nice, straight up dude. Oh, I've done his shows when he used to do shows here at Cheetahs, like the dirty,
the naughty show.
What do they used to call him?
The naughty show.
Where's Cheetahs?
I did
strip
at
clubs
Treasure
and stuff.
Yeah.
He used to do like these shows with porn.
Where is that? LA? Is that what
Cheetah's
you're talking
in
about?
Vegas. Cheetah's in
Oh.
Vegas.
He's
Now-
in Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, he's in Vegas. So what is super funny is like I was in Vegas in 91, 92.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know why that's super funny. but go
Well,
ahead.
it's interesting because the strip bar scene was completely different. Do you know what changed the strip bar scene in Las Vegas? Showgirls, the movie.
Real that terrible movie?
That terrible movie resonated with strippers, and they just all moved to LA.
Really?
Moved to Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah, and because you used to be able to go to Cheetah's and just sit with a chick for like 30 minutes. She wouldn't even ask you for a dance. You were just hanging out.
You're talking about the movie with like Jessie Spano from Saved by the Bell. The one where she was just doing this horrible stripping.
Yeah.
Like really bad dancing.
Yeah.
So funny. And that was that just motivated women to go
and that
west.
guy
huh?
just kept writing bad movies. And the worst part about it, he just kept charging like $5 million for a script.
What was it called again? Striptease?
No, Showgirls.
Showgirls, right. I get that confused with that movie Striptease with the one with what was that? Demi Moore, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're both not good, I think. Who's the guy? What did the writer was, you talking about the director?
No,
the writer.
Who wrote the script?
He wrote, Joe Esterhaus.
Yeah.
Esterhaus.
So everything he wrote just didn't work out. He
wrote Basic Instinct.
He did?
Yeah, that's not. I mean, that was a
maybe
big
I was
movie.
wrong on that.
He wrote. Let's see. He wrote. Let's go through. Okay, he did.
Do I owe him an apology?
He wrote a movie called Checking Out. I don't know that one. He wrote Music Box, then Basic Instinct, then Nowhere to Run with Van Damme, then something called Sliver, Showgirls, Jade, that movie with the red-haired guy from...
Yeah, that wasn't good.
What was his name? Oh, what is that guy's name?
You know what? So he had these killer movies up, and then he just went on a weird streak, right? And everyone has a weird streak.
Oh, what is the guy from... I used to love that. David Caruso, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember at the end? Yeah!
The Who,
Looks
yeah.
like we got us some...
Take his glasses off?
Yeah. I forget who did a hilarious bit on that.
Telling Lies in America. He did this documentary I've seen actually called an Alan Smithy film. Are you familiar with this concept of Alan Smithy? Do you know about this?
No.
It's this name that directors will use. Like, say you're directing a film. This just reminds me of a news story we got to get to. That the studio has taken over your vision.
Oh, really?
And you don't want to have your name on it.
Yeah.
But you directed it. So instead of your name, you use this name, it's just not a real person. No, it's called Alan Smithy. Yeah. And there's a documentary about it. It's really cool. I guess he wrote the doc or created it somehow. But yeah, if you're a director, and I think there are names that other like jobs use, like if you're like a cinematographer, you use another name, and a writer. But yeah, directors would put Alan Smithy. And if you go to IMDb, Alan Smithy's got like credits.
Look up Alan Smithy on what else has he directed.
I'll just go on Wikipedia. I bet it'll have a list of... Alan Smithy is an official pseudonym used by film directors who wish to disown a project. Coined in 1968 and used until it was formally discontinued in 2000, it was the sole pseudonym used by members of the Directors Guild of America when directors, dissatisfied with the final product, proved to the satisfaction of a guild panel that they had not been able to exercise creative control over a film.
Isn't that crazy that they stopped that? Because the studios were complaining so much because they're like, no, dude, we're not going to pay you this and not have your name on the project. That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's crazy. Here are some of the names. Here's some of the movies. These are the ones that actually have links here. Old 37, Woman Wanted in 1999. That was something starring Kiefer Sutherland. River Made to Drown in It. I'm trying to see.
These are names of movies?
Mighty Ducks, the animated series. Hellraiser, Bloodline.
Oh, Hellraiser.
National Lampoon's Senior Trip. The Birds 2, Land's End. Some sequel to The Birds, dude. How do you do a sequel to The Birds? Maniac Cop 3, Solar Crisis in 1990.
Hold on. What did you think Maniac Cop 3 was going to be that you didn't get in the film? Like, what? Where did the movie go wrong?
You know what the tagline is? The tagline is, the wrong arm of the law is back. Solar Crisis, The Shrimp on the Barbie.
Oh my
Catch Fire. Let's see. Ghost Fever. Morgan Stewart's Coming Home. Let's Get Harry.
Oh my God! Isn't that about Bigfoot?
Yeah, it seems to be. It's an adventure movie. Yeah, it's got some names in it. Let's see. Let's Get Harry is a 1986 adventure film directed by Stuart Rosenberg. It stars Michael Schaffling, Thomas F. Wilson, Glenn Fry. Glenn Fry was in this? Yeah, it is. Gary Busey, Robert Duvall. The film is credited to Alan Smithy because the director hated it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but isn't that a cool thing?
All right, let's go back to this.
Okay. That's cool, though, right?
That is
Alan
crazy.
Smithy thing? All right, so here's where he gets into what he says actually happened.
Okay, so let's get into what actually happened.
All right.
So let's hear what he thinks happened.
Okay.
But Machine Gun Kelly doesn't work at the club. He apparently was watching the show.
Okay.
And he went back and around the curtain and down the hall to the green room. If you're familiar with the main room, green room. And the green room is like this mirrored fucking bar. It's crazy. Machine Gun Kelly goes back there and Sam Tripoli and him get into it. Now, from what I understand, it got physical.
Okay,
Both
stop. Stop. It did not get physical. And by the way, I got a comment from a guy that was talking about how he thought it was pussy of me to talk about wanting to fight somebody and I didn't do anything. He thought I was being a bitch. And I found it hilarious because and I said this on the last time, I'll say it again, is that Machine Gun Kelly didn't realize it was an away game for him.
Yeah.
His superpowers have no powers at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, where people are immune to celebrity at the Comedy Store. Everybody sees celebrity. Unless you're like A-list of the A-list.
Yeah.
People are immune to your charms at the Comedy Store. Comedians.
Yes. So his base isn't at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
His base
is at gay bars down the street. Yeah.
Well, I know they're like college girls. Right? Isn't that his base?
Yeah.
I don't know what Machine Gun Kelly's
like
base
gay
is.
dudes, who like Megan Fox and
Gay dudes that like Megan Fox?
I don't know. Yeah, who is his? I can't imagine who.
You're checking a lot of boxes there. If you're a gay dude that likes Megan Fox.
Well, gay dudes have that thing where they like actresses.
Oh yeah, they like
kinda,
the hottest of hot.
Yeah,
they're like that bitch is fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Fairest bitch.
To be restrained, and I don't look when things like this happen. I'm working on another story in Austin that people are real tight-lipped about.
I like that he calls this a story, like he's got a news item here.
There was a ripple effect. I had people hit me up from all over the country.
People do tend to shut up and you don't get a lot of details. So I got to be very careful what I say. This is all alleged. This is all what I heard. But apparently Machine Gun Kelly got his bell fucking rung a little bit. Sam Tripoli apparently wanted to keep fucking going.
Yeah. I love it.
Machine Gun Kelly. And Machine Gun Kelly afterwards was like talking to the manager of the club and like just looked shooken up.
Didn't happen.
And apparently
beat his ass so bad.
Didn't happen.
Was then in the kitchen like ready to fucking go back out again and fight him some more.
Did you even go in the kitchen after anything?
No, dude, he got in a flight. So
people were just commenting like, Sam, chill out, dude.
So the picture that everyone went nuts on,
you two guys together,
with flipping it off, was like the Comedy Store just trying to make peace.
Right? Yeah.
And he was getting on a flight to London. He literally just left to get on a flight to London.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Where else would he be going?
But as bad as Machine Gun Kelly looks, his entourage is like bad knockoffs of that.
Yeah, I remember the bleach blonde.
Do you know who he looks like? His entourage looked like everybody who did a reality show about tanning booths. That's who his sidekicks look like.
That's funny.
And they were tense too because they weren't the biggest human being. And I'm not saying that I'm a tough guy at all or that they can or cannot fight, but they sensed it was going to get weird because he kept getting in my face.
That's so strange.
Right?
What do you think that was about? Were you really think it was just about the act? That's so strange.
No, I think he was, as later on we find out, he's having problems with his girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's mostly his take, right? Is that you beat up Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah,
which is just completely not what
so
happened.
is he just go off on Machine Gun for the rest?
I think
so. Yeah.
Impress me.
So again,
yeah, and then he does the thing we already did. Like, look at how bad his music is, and his fashion.
Tall and lanky.
Like Johnny, go back to that outfit. If you could pull that off, would you wear that outfit?
No. I mean, look at those pants.
Doesn't he look like every like professional female tennis player?
Yeah, he does for sure. From the '80s, though, that's like now, like trying to become a legit business.
But I'm gonna say something. I don't mind pink. I think pink is something that like that we didn't get to wear as men for the longest time because like, oh, let's get some gay shit. But pink's a nice color. I like pink.
The pearl necklace is the,
that's
is
just
the issue, and the turtleneck.
No, I'm not into that at all.
But what is this though with guys wearing like blouses and stuff now and necklaces?
Because gay is the new punk rock.
Yeah, it is.
Gay is the new punk rock.
Bowie already did it. He did it better. Go on.
That's what we're
new.
telling about Fat Sam Smith. It's like you're doing what's already been done, but you're doing it fat
and worse and not as good.
Yeah,
it's just not as good.
So that's a segment called "No, That's Not How It Went." What do we call it?
I already forgot.
No, that's not how it went.
You got that completely wrong.
Oh, you got that completely wrong.
Or you got it completely wrong.
You got it completely wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we'll work on that. And again, Patrick's an old friend of mine. It's not necessarily he's wrong on a lot of shit. But that wasn't meant to be an attack on him and his show, but just about how hilarious the rumor mill could be. And that's kind of what that's about.
So the thing that this reminded me of, our conversation about Alan Smithy earlier, is something that I want to talk to you about. Did you see, I meant to tell you about this a couple weeks ago, and it's just more evidence of go woke, go broke. They shot an entire Batgirl movie. Brendan Fraser was the bad guy. He was on Stern talking about how he liked to put in a really good performance, and it sounds like a good idea. He's like a veteran who had been kind of chewed up by the VA system, and starts like firebombing, I don't know, government places or something.
Unabomber style.
Yeah. And he was the villain in this Batgirl movie. And this movie was just so woke and shitty that they had to shelve the whole movie.
Yeah.
They shot it and they cannot release it. That's how bad it is.
Well, again, going back to what we watched with the Flash, like, it has to be really bad for them not to want to put it out.
Oh, it has to be. And the news was that Peter Safran, the new co-chairperson and CEO of DC Studios, along with James Gunn, said it was the right decision at a recent press event. He says, Batgirl is a character that will inevitably be included in our story. On the Batgirl front, it's not about late in the process of the film getting canceled. I don't know what he means by that. I saw the movie, and there are a lot of incredibly talented people in front of and behind the camera on that film, but that film was not releasable. That film was not releasable.
Thank you. Listen, dude. If it was anybody but The Rock, Black Adam would not have seen the light of day.
He says they made a very bold and courageous decision to cancel it because it would have hurt DC. It would have hurt those people involved.
Think about that, dude. Think about how bad that movie had to be for them to not, with all the bad movies DC has been putting out.
It's DC bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's worse than DC bad.
No, I mean, it's bad for DC,
yeah.
which is like...
I mean, Black Adam was just garbage. You liked it.
No, I didn't like it. I told you 4 out of 10 is what I give it.
I gave it a 2 out of 10. I couldn't finish it. And I actually like The Rock, and I like his...
It's 39% on Rotten Tomatoes, so about 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I like his Big Bombs Go Boom movies.
Audience score, though, is really good for Black Adam. It's 88% audience score.
Then that's how the stupid people went and saw it.
Yeah, well, there is this thing to where when you pay for something, you tend to like it more. So people who went to see it.
Well, that's what I tell young comedians. That's what I tell young comics.
What? Make shitty movies? And
that the bigger the gig, the easier the gig.
I see what you're saying. Like, because it's your fans and they paid to see you?
Well, the bigger the gig, usually the higher the ticket price.
Oh.
So people are going to be like, I dropped $100 on this. I'm going to laugh.
That makes sense. Yeah, they didn't come there they're spending more money on drinks than the show, than they're paying attention to the drinks and the conversation, right?
Yeah. So,
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be bad. I mean, there's so much woke stuff out there. I feel so bad for Dana because I can't watch anything. It's gotten so bad. I just can't do it. It's driving me nuts.
Morbius was another one that was really bad. That movie was bad.
Bad. And we had a friend in it.
Sorry, yeah, but
yeah, I mean,
bad movie.
And then I felt bad because that was going to be Elle was really looking forward to that coming out, and then just COVID and everything just...
It got crushed, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Do you remember they re-released that movie in theaters because it got kind of the meme of how bad it was became popular? So they thought, you know what, we should put it back in theaters.
Well, isn't that that whole indie flick, The Room? Like people just go to see it because how bad it is.
Hate watch it, yeah.
Yeah, they hate watch it.
Yeah, but the funny thing about The Room is the guy who directed The Room shows up to those and just like people celebrate him.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
No, I love it.
But I wonder if he gets it. You know, it's like Perry from,
yeah,
Don Barris's crowd.
Who is so hilarious. The whole thing is hilarious.
How much is he in on it? And how
I
much
think
is-
he knows exactly what it is, and he plays it smart.
Yeah.
I think Perry's
It's
very...
like Carl Pilkington with Ricky
No,
Gervais.
you know, it's like that.
No, it's just like Carl Pilkington.
The Catch Me Outside chick.
Yeah.
Like, she's smart
Yeah.
as shit, dude.
But Carl Pilkington is an exact... Do you know who that is?
No.
Because he's like the guy that Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant make. Remember
Oh,
Idiot
yeah. Oh,
Abroad?
I love that.
Yeah, he's that. He's like Perry.
Yeah.
Like, I think he kind of leans into
know,
it a
yeah.
little bit.
I mean, dude, because you're getting attention you would never, ever get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not lean in?
Why not? And there, you know, it's like, that's why you knew Tom Green was great, because he went and accepted the Razzies when he got all those.
Yeah.
Like, that is embracing it. When you embrace it, what are they going to do?
They can't hurt you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Go on.
You want to do the news?
Yeah.
Or, well, hold on. Do we have a couple of calls, or we could do the news? Let me just hit a couple of calls, like 2 or 3 calls, and then we'll do the news.
So Avatar supposedly blew it out of the water, huh?
Did it?
Yeah, I heard it did really well. And then Cocaine Bear did great.
I saw I went to see the oh shit, what did I see? We're gonna go see Cocaine Bear. I went to see a knock at the new M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
He's hit or miss, bro.
He's hit or miss.
When he hits, it's
The
great.
Servant, though, his TV show on Apple TV is great.
Why is it great?
It's just creepy. It's just creepy. It's scary. But in like a low burn. It's like about a
Sometimes
cult.
he hits,
like a weird cult.
sometimes he doesn't.
But he takes swings, man. He takes big swings.
That's what they said to Tacoma Comedy Club. They're like, dude, you guys take big swings, bro.
yeah,
big swings.
That's funny. Yeah, you do. You take big swings. That's a
Johnny,
a credit to an artist, though. Really.
Johnny, I've decided I'm going to be posting not a lot of my stand-up to Instagram, and I've decided I'm going to take all of my things and go really hard on Twitter.
Why? Because it's a better platform now?
It allows me to post these things. It allows me
Has
to
Instagram cracked down on your stand-up?
Dude, they're shadow banned me to the nether regions. I mean, like, dude, I've talked about this before.
You had a lot of momentum when you were gaming the system with your... Can you explain that finally, what you were trying to do, your thought process there?
I was trying to get all the edgy people, and it was working.
No, I didn't know that. Okay, explain. Okay.
That was it. Well, my whole thing
edgy
was...
people, what do you
What
mean?
I wanted to do was show the hypocrisy of Instagram and social media, because I was taking video. Every video that I show already had tons of views on Instagram. So I was doing reaction videos where I couldn't talk, and I was just reacting to the video that was already killing it on Instagram.
Yeah, so you were basically stealing somebody else's content and claiming it as your own. That was your big idea.
No, that wasn't it. That's not it at all, Johnny. At all.
Abusing copyright.
No, I wasn't. What I was doing was going, so you have this rule for politically correct, politically incorrect. I'm not saying anything. And I'm just showing you a politically incorrect video that you have already co-signed on that let it get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views.
See, my whole plan for getting big on Instagram was to do reaction videos to your videos.
Right.
But it wouldn't let me do it.
Right. So, but listen. So then it proves what I said, which is they're hypocrites. Because they started shadow banning me because they didn't like the content.
It was right when you got to, what was the threshold? Like 1 million views or something like that?
No, I got up to 5 million views in 30 days.
And then it went
now
right
I'm down to
from
700,000.
It's crazy. They just knocked it right on the head, didn't they?
Yep. So I'm figuring out how I'm going to do it. Because
you're going to hit Twitter hard, though.
Yeah, I'm going to post all my super edgy shit on Twitter.
It seems to be welcoming to it.
Well,
way more.
I mean, we've talked about this before. Elon Musk has a very rare opportunity to do something, to take a brand that was dying, but still has name recognition, and just jolt life into it.
Something that people want to succeed too. People like Twitter. They want it to work.
Yeah, people like Twitter, and if he does long form videos, he's gonna crush it.
David Hogg got fact checked today. I saw that. Did you
I
see
loved
that?
it.
It was so funny.
I loved it.
He was trying to say people don't have a right to bear arms.
It's so stupid.
they
His
fact-checked him.
father is an arms dealer. Shut the fuck up.
That guy sucks. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
You've got mail.
All right, do your.
All right.
Okay,
Calls.
I
Just
gotta
a
go.
couple calls. All right.
Hey, Johnny and Sam. Just want to call in from Colorado. Say I love the show.
Thanks.
Really wish Sam you'd make some dates available out here in Colorado. You got a lot of fans that want to listen to you.
We're
live,
working
so
on it.
make a trip.
All the time.
He wants to see you in Colorado.
Dude, I've been trying to get out there. They have a couple comedy clubs. My agency's supposedly negotiating with them. I'd love to go out there.
So it could happen soon.
I would love to do Colorado.
Okay. All right. Well, guys got an addition to, and I think he's right here, to our shady people list. What was it? The shady traits?
Shady shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Cody. I just wanted to say that I feel that fingerless gloves are shady as hell.
Yeah.
You got on fingerless gloves, you're a shady ass person.
Shady shit for sure.
Unless you're Andrew Dice Clay, and even
No,
him.
Andrew Dice Clay, Big J, shady shit. I've never met somebody with fingerless gloves that wasn't up to some shady shit.
I agree with you. Also, what is the point? I mean, I get like weightlifting maybe, but what? Just so you can use your phone? Is that?
I don't
what's the
know
point
what
of
it
the fingerless
is.
glove?
I think it's just meant to look cool.
Because if you, oh, probably, yeah, that's got to be it, right? Okay. Here's my favorite one.
Oh.
Hold on.
I love you.
That's it. That's the guy's message.
Call of the year. Put that down. Call of the year.
Okay.
That's up there. Johnny,
Okay.
you got to start making a list.
Okay.
Okay, Mangler, dude, this is what you do, motherfucking cocksucker. Fuck you, you don't be fucking tip top magoo. Well,
This
you
guy
fucking
calls all
Mangler
the
dude,
time,
like
and this is what he
fucking
does.
Do what you gotta do to Mangler, dude. Tip top magoo, Mangler, dude. It's like, that's what you gotta do, Mangler, dude.
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. Tip Top Magoo. What's that from? I feel like that's a saying on a podcast. Somebody says Tip Top Magoo.
Well, it ain't us.
All I got to say is that's a great call. Thank you.
Wrong podcast. Okay, now we have a guy who says we did an atrocity.
Oh,
to
Tip
him.
Top Magoo is Joey Diaz, I think.
Okay. Not our podcast, though.
But that's fine.
This is Isaac Contreras,
We did an
a.k.a.
atrocity.
Dr. I from San Diego, California.
Doesn't
I
he
just
sound
wanted
British?
to call and let you guys know
Mexican,
that you guys caused an atrocity.
I caused
on
it?
Episode 77 towards me. And I'm a little hurt. It was the Marcus King story.
That's the
of his
country guy.
marriage. Sam called him Little Boss Hog.
I called him Donkey Lips.
He is a rock god.
He's
a
really good.
guitar-
He's
legendary
talented. Big
guitarist.
time.
Homeboy can shred.
Great singer,
He's
too.
just
His
a
voice is
bad
amazing.
motherfucker. And you guys were just talking shit, and I'm like, I kind of teared up a little bit. I was like, what? How are they
Find some of
talking
his
about
music.
It's beautiful. It's
one
beautiful.
of my heroes?
Well, you
like
should have
this?
told me that.
And I was just like,
I told you he's
Johnny,
a big
stop
star.
it's an
this.
atrocity.
Johnny, you caused an atrocity.
I told you he was a big star.
No, you didn't lay down how talented he was. You made me just look at some fat guy that was dating a chick way out of his league, and now I got callers saying that I'm
Well,
calling.
that makes the story even better. I mean, it doesn't make it worse. The
No, but
idea
you're
that she
trying to-
walked off on
dude,
his bus.
dude, let me hear him.
Okay, this is a Rock Fan exclusive here because his stuff will get us flagged. But here he is looking like Janis Joplin, sorry.
Oh my God, he looks so cool. He looks so young. Johnny, that's on you.
What are you talking about?
Find a video now.
Here is him doing
Marcus
a song called
King.
Blood on the
By
Tracks.
the way, I went to high school with a guy named Marcus King. He was black.
His number one song here is ripping off Dylan, Blood on the Tracks. Here we go. I'm sure it's an homage.
Now you pissed off the guy again.
I know, I'm just doing that. This is great. He's incredible. I should say, too, what's his name from the Black Keys? I can't, the guy, the guitarist from the Black Keys produces him. The story wasn't making fun of him. The story was making fun of the woman and how the woman could just waltz up on this very talented man's tour bus and say, I'm running the show
Johnny,
now.
how come the guy that called in and me had the same feeling that you were shitting on him? We had the same
You were
feeling.
shitting on him.
No, you presented him as some dumb.
I didn't
who just
present him
let
as
some
a
chick come in.
No, no, my whole point is that every man is a dum-dum when in the presence of a hot piece of ass, whether they're the most talented guy in Nashville
Well, your
or a homeless
presentation,
person.
Johnny, was disrespectful to this guy.
You're
And I was
trying to you're trying to turn this on to me when you were the worst offender.
You were the worst
You called him
offender.
Boss Hog.
Yeah, well,
he actually looks like Donkey Lips. The guy I said he looks like. He don't look
Rude.
like Boss Hog.
Go
he looks
on.
like Donkey Lips.
Come on, I want to hear
from
this guy's music, you jerk,
Salute
you
Your
sensitive
Shorts.
bastard.
Here's who
they
he-
made a bingo game
Look,
about me.
There's Donkey Lips from Salute Your Shorts. That's who he looks like. That guy. He actually looks like that guy, not like Boss Hog.
Okay, just stop it. Nobody cares.
He's very
Why
good.
does he
He's
have
very
Colin Kaepernick as his drummer?
Yeah. He's got 110,000 YouTube subscribers, and his next venue is in Portland.
I should be doing that. Why don't I do that?
Do what?
Put my dates.
Oh, I think this is like an advertisement. Yeah, Google has partnered with third-party sellers, so it's like a Google sticks
Good for
that in there
this
to
guy.
make money.
So Johnny, that guy's atrocities, right? You committed atrocity.
He
I
said
respect
you committed
Sandy.
atrocity.
You committed atrocity. Next.
Respect me, sir, for sticking with my guns and the fucking jellyfish spine that is Sam.
Johnny,
for
rude.
Caving.
Johnny, rude. Let's go. Next one.
You caved in front of this guy. You know what? Let's just go to the news. That's it. That's it for this
All right, Johnny.
That was a
Let's
good
do
night.
it. Let's
Let's do
do
the
it.
news.
I mean, like,
Okay, this is
You
great.
have 7 minutes.
No, we're not even at 2 yet.
Yeah, we are, Johnny. I timed it.
No, we're not. Okay, so this is hilarious. I just want you to look at this. Okay, okay. Woman buys old car for $289 a month for 84 months, and she posts this bragging about it. Look at this, dude.
She's like,
Look at this.
I own this.
Look, dude, she's got like the pink slip there and put a big ass bow on this 96 Ford Taurus or
Hey,
something like
Johnny.
that. During tax season, people are often using their returns to buy outrageous things. Normally, people will buy an older model of luxury car, which they usually end up taking a loss on. Other times, people price themselves out of buying a new car that is out of their normal budget. This is what they have on MSN. Who is writing this? However, there is a woman who has gone viral from Facebook for buying a 98 Ford Escort under a horrible deal. Not only is she paying $200 a month for the car, she is paying on it for the next 7 years.
Dude, this is where we get into the education system and that they don't teach business.
No.
So I've been thinking about going back to school I either want to go to school for business or for law.
You want to go to law school?
I do want to learn law.
Do you know how hard law school is?
Well, I just want to go. I don't want to necessarily take the bar. I just want to learn law.
I think you'd be better served trying to get an MBA, like an online MBA.
I've been thinking about it.
That would be, I think you would enjoy that more.
All right, I will.
The law is you got to like study, like do case studies and memorize all these old
Yeah,
cases.
I
and stuff.
can't. My brain is tapped.
But anyway, isn't that hilarious?
Well, nobody goes, what are you doing buying that? Paying that kind of money?
To me, this is just like taking advantage of
Of
somebody.
course, man.
And she's so happy about it. Look at her.
Good for her, man. She owns something.
Not good for her.
Well, I mean, she owns something.
She will own it in 7 years. Is there any chance that car is still running while she's still making payments on it? There's no way.
No.
It's a miracle that car is still running. Now
I bet
that looks
you
like
someone
something
comes and pays it off for her.
that looks like something that should be found on Avery salvage lot right there. That's what that car looks like.
Yeah. Is that the guy who sold it to her?
Yeah, he's the only person
like-
happier than her.
And
the guy who sold it to
she
her.
threw some pussy in.
She really got ripped off. It's like amazing. Okay. This is funny. The teenagers 42 students were left stranded in the United States after a hotel apparently shredded their passports mistakenly.
What?
Teenagers from the Bar Beacon School in Walsall in England were due home from a skiing trip on Saturday, but they've had to stay to get their emergency documents. Can you imagine this being in another country and the hotel just accidentally shreds everybody's passport?
Like, hold on. So why would you ever shred a passport?
I can't imagine.
Like, what is the idea there?
I can't imagine. I'm trying to figure it out here.
So one time when I was went back when I lived in the house when the babies were just babies, the house that we were so slam busy, we had to get someone to come and clean the house.
Yeah.
The housekeeper poured out a whole bottle of breast milk, and I had to do everything I could.
Why'd she pour it out?
Exactly. Why would you pour out the breast milk?
Can you imagine, though, being in another country and you and 41 other students, or you and 40 other students get all their passports
So now you got the hotel want to kick you out, and now you're like, I got nowhere to go, and it's your fucking fault.
They had to go to the British Embassy and get like all kinds of emergency papers filed and stuff. And after a week, now they're finally getting back home.
And where'd they sleep?
I don't know. I'm sure the hotel had to put them up, right? Because for screwing it up, that's their fault.
Why would you shred passports ever?
I can't imagine.
Especially, let's say you found an old passport. Would you be like, dude, look at this cool old passport? Like, why would you ever shred a passport?
I don't know.
It's so stupid.
All right, this story's crazy. This is from Vice. Police found the missing skull of a murdered socialite in a pot of soup.
Oh, my God.
The 28-year-old model's ex-husband and members of his family were charged with murder and perverting the course of justice. That's a new one. Perverting the course of justice. Isn't that interesting? After deploying dogs and drones, scouring a cemetery, and searching sewage manholes, police in Hong Kong have found the missing skull of a socialite whose gruesome murder has shocked the city.
So are they saying the family murdered her, or was she already dead?
The discovery of her remains in a soup pot over the weekend provided more grisly details about the chilling killing. Well, that's a tongue twister of Abby Choi Ten Fong.
Abby Choi Ching Fong. Unbelievable.
Abby Choi Ten Fong, a 28-year-old socialite and mother of 4 who went missing on Tuesday last week. Here she is right here.
This makes me sad that people treat people like this.
Abby Choi Ten Fong.
Oh, she's a hottie, too. That makes it
Is she?
worse. You don't think she's hot? You love Asian chicks.
Well, I love attractive women in all varieties, but not sure Abby Chung Ten Fong is qualifying. Okay, so what they're saying happened here is that her ex-husband and 3 members of the family had some connection to a murder. Police found Choi's dismembered legs in a refrigerator and her belongings, including credit cards and ID card, at a village house on the outskirts of the city on Friday, 3 days after she failed to pick up her child from school. Officers collected evidence, including a meat cleaver, grinder, electric saw, black raincoats, gloves, face shields, and 2 pots containing what were later confirmed to be human tissue. So they were, I guess, like cooking it down or something, or making soup out of eating her or something. Police say they believe the murder was carefully plotted as the walls and windows of the apartment were covered with tarp, and the apartment was rented just weeks ago by the family, by the father-in-law. There's something weird going on with this one, dude.
Johnny, you think?
Choi's ex-husband, Alex Kwong, was arrested at a pier on Saturday when he was allegedly trying to flee the city by boat, carrying $64,000 in U.S. dollars.
Oh, he's trying to run.
And a watch that was worth about $500,000. This guy had a watch worth about $500,000 on him. His brother, who was also her chauffeur, was also arrested. The 3 men were jointly charged with 1 count of murder. How does that work? We believe the victim and her ex-husband's family had many financial disputes involving huge sums. Someone was dissatisfied with how the victim handled her assets, so they killed her. What a wild story. All right, now I have heard anti-Semitism, racism, sexism excuse a lot of crimes. People have thrown that up and used that as an excuse for a lot of bad things.
What do you mean, that they were committing crimes against these people?
Well, no. They've used that as an excuse to tear people down, to hurt people. This is pushing it, though. You ready for this? This is in Florida. A 65-year-old man has been charged with battery and child abuse. I'll say nobody was hurt here.
Okay.
Nobody was injured.
No kids.
They were the victim, but they weren't injured permanently. It's minor. No hospital or anything.
Okay.
A 65-year-old man has been charged with battery and child abuse for throwing a 4-year-old girl against a concrete column at a South Florida bus terminal, claiming he would not tolerate anti-Semitism.
From the child.
From a 4-year-old.
I love how he said nobody got hurt. And
No,
they're
nobody
literally-
did. No, but it says later in the story, no, she was fine. She was.
So she
was-
just got chucked against the cinder
The
blocks.
girl did not sustain any serious injuries. This was. Here's what it, when questioned by the officer, Knockowitz. The guy's name is Barry Stephen Knockowitz. He was. He said that, quote, "I would not stand for anti-Semitism in this country."
Man, these 4-year-olds. I'm telling you.
What did she say?
TikTok is ruining the kids, right?
What
Is that
could
what your
she have
theory is?
said? Police arrested him, and he's charged with battery and child abuse. He pushed her against like a column on the wall. They were just sitting on the bench.
Is he schizophrenic?
And I mean, you look at him. He looks like
Well,
he's
Johnny,
whacked out.
I mean, if you got to fight somebody, a 4-year-old's probably the easiest
there
fight
he
to
is,
fight.
right there. There's Knockowitz.
Yeah, Knockowitz definitely hears voices.
Yeah, he's got.
By the way,
crazy eyes.
Knockowitz looks like he could be Moses, and people just follow guys who look like that into the desert, and they're like, "Did we get lost? Where are we going, dude? Trust me, my GPS is through the Lord."
Don't hate on Moses. Anyway, I just thought, boy, that's really stretching. I wonder if the ADL will get involved with this.
I gotta go, Johnny.
All right. Couple more here.
I gotta go.
This is amazing. This is from Gizmodo. Teacher charged after crypto mining operation discovered in school crawl space. So this guy had a crypto mining operation under the floor of the high school.
Good for him.
A judge has issued an arrest warrant for a teacher charged with illegal crypto
Why?
mining at a Massachusetts school. He's using their power, like stealing from taxpayers. A Massachusetts teacher is facing charges after authorities
So
say
stupid.
he carried out an elaborate cryptocurrency mining
This whole thing
operation
is dumb.
out of the school where he worked. Nadim Nahas, 39, was teaching at Cohasset High School when a town facilities inspector visited the school and found an unusual electrical setup in one room. The excessive number of computers, electrical wires, and temporary ductwork prompted the Cohasset police detectives to be called to the school and investigate the report of a possible cryptocurrency mining operation that was discovered in a remote crawl space of the school. Here's a picture of where he had all this shit set up. Look at this.
Whoa.
He just had all these cables running into these like temporary ducts here under
Oh,
the school.
this is some Breaking Bad shit.
It really
right there,
is, isn't it?
right?
And he was just racking up money every
That's
month.
some Breaking Bad shit. Good for him.
It's funny. I had this idea when I was in my old apartment. Utilities were included, so I could, like, my electric was paid for, so I could hypothetically just run up a huge electrical bill and just had full-time mining.
love
operation.
it.
I moved out though, so it didn't work.
Sadness,
Anyway,
Johnny. You ever
that-
go by your old stomping grounds?
I
See
do
how
sometimes.
you're hot?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
How, we're gonna be moving. There's deep sadness.
Oh yeah, you are moving, aren't you?
We
You're
were
gonna
like,
miss
maybe
it.
we should keep it, but I don't think the landlord would let us. And then
They wouldn't let you sublease it.
no,
That's a drag.
because he could get so much more money for it.
Oh, he for sure could. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You guys are paying. I remember what I was paying for my shithole.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you guys are in such a beautiful. It's a beautiful
yeah,
spot up there.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is hilarious. Mexican president posts photo of what he claims is an elf. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
You did see it.
No,
You said you did.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that?
because I
You weren't
just
paying attention,
It's
were you?
called Yes and.
Okay, well that's
It's called
not how-
improv skills.
That's not improv. We'll translate this. I shared. This is from the Mexican president Andres Manuel. I share 2 photos of our supervision of the Mayan train works. I don't know what that means. One taken by an engineer 3 days ago, apparently of an alux, which is an elf, and another of a splendid pre-Hispanic sculpture of some. I don't know. Anyway, this is what he says is an elf right here.
Dude, it's super interesting.
Now, here's the fact check on this, though. Apparently, he's full of shit because this image is at least 2 years old and was not taken where he says it was. So the Mexican president, somebody, I don't know, dicked him around or something and got him to tweet a picture of an elf. which is.
But hold on.
He says this was taken 3 days ago by somebody who was a supervisor at one of their Mayan sites or some shit. I don't know.
Okay, that's super interesting. Now, there was this video going around that they have a program that can go through all the security footage anywhere and find the exact moment that you took the picture if there were security cameras around this. So how did they know that picture was 2 years old?
I think it's gone viral before. I feel like I've seen that before. It is creepy, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, I think it's a tweaker.
Who has skin like that that's completely black with, like, glowing eyes?
It looks like a tweaker.
You really think that looks like... That doesn't look anything human. That looks mystical to me.
That looks like a tweaker.
All right. This is wild. NYC thieves now are stealing Apple headphones off victims' heads. At least 21 people in New York City have had their Apple headphones stolen right off their heads by a roving team of moped-riding bandits, police say. The theft started on January 28th and typically have involved 4 people on 2 mopeds riding up behind victims and snatching their AirPods Max headphones and then speeding off.
Off their ears? Off their ears?
You're not talking about earpods, the separate ones where you'd have to take 2. We're talking about the AirPods Max. The ones that are like this, I have a pair. And they're just running up and snatching them off people's heads. 2 mopeds. They pull up on either side of you and just grab them off your head and tear out.
I mean, the coordination of that is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, props to them for...
I gotta go.
The sonic swipers have struck all over Manhattan.
I gotta go.
With victims ranging in age from 18 to 41. I think we're almost done here. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Here's our last story. Okay. I'm really curious. This is going to touch you in a professional way.
All right.
This is from Radar Online. Tom Brady to chase stand-up comedy dream after delaying Fox Sports gig, according to sources. Are you listening to this?
No.
You didn't listen?
No. Go on.
So disappointed.
I'm tired.
This is from Radar Online. Then don't be a podcaster. Get a different job. Tom Brady to chase stand-up comedy dream after delaying Fox Sports gig, according to reports. NFL legend Tom Brady has drawn up a game plan for a new career in stand-up comedy, but his inner circle has been trying desperately to talk him out of it, Radar Online has learned.
What?
According to sources, Tom was terrific as a quarterback, but, quote, he needs to toss this idea before it's too late. That's according to a source.
Go on tour with Blake Griffin.
As a comic, he's strictly a water boy, added the insider. But his ego was recently inflated because he was in this movie called 80 for Brady.
Yeah.
With all those old women. And
Yeah.
apparently they were just gushing over him and how funny he was the whole time. So now he thinks, like, I want to try out stand-up.
Why not? I mean, have you listened to his radio show?
No, I heard it was interesting, though.
He's really good. Like, he's really good. He can carry a conversation.
I did hear, though, what's the guy that was the punter for Indianapolis who's huge?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dropping bags for his buddies, Anyway, he said that the show was really kind of like it didn't. Everybody was hoping it would be juicy, and it wasn't. The Brady show, like he doesn't.
Brady. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. When you're a quarterback in the NFL, it's a corporate gig.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. It's buttoned down, like he's.
Of course,
doesn't
but
give
when
anything
it's done, I guarantee you, Brady's gonna go nuts.
You think so?
Yeah.
And now that he's gotten away from his wife, who seemed to be really limiting him.
Like, she's going around bragging about breaking up with him. It's like, bitch, she's still hot though, dog.
Who gets more money in that situation? Is it her or him? Because she's really wealthy, right?
Like, she's super rich.
Yeah.
But she's depending on how old the kids are.
I'm sure they had prenups, though. Don't you think? Those two.
Well, I mean, they both walked in with a lot of money.
The only other thing that, and I'll give you the option of choosing whether we talk about this, the Woody Harrelson thing. You have any interest in him on SNL?
Yeah, I could talk about it.
What were your thoughts on it?
I mean, my opinion is
he goes on there, and part of his monologue,
is
saying, and we can't play it because SNL gets us taken down every time, or gets us copyright strikes. Is he's saying that it's no coincidence that advertisers, and Big Pharma is trying to get you to take this. We all know what.
He says it's about, like, if you actually watch the monologue, it's a very good monologue.
Which we
It's a very good monologue. And at the end, he kind of goes about a script, and he just basically says what happened with COVID and the vaccines. So, which is interesting. Now you got to beep that, right?
No, that's why I didn't say it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, but what's interesting is because the way it was cut made it seem like that was his whole monologue. In reality, it wasn't.
The clip that was going around.
Yeah, they made it seem like that's all he talked about, and he didn't. He talked about a bunch of stuff. And you know my theory is that Saturday Night Live's behind all this, and that... And
the clips that go viral?
Yeah, all the stuff with Shane Gillis, Melissa Villasenor,
gotcha,
Leslie Jones. This is all astroturfed, manufactured outrage that they create with all of these bots and all this stuff to astroturf that people are upset about this. And it just gets people talking about Saturday Night Live. Because their sketches don't do it anymore. So it's all like...
Rarely.
Right. So,
Chappelle's
I mean, like, I think Woody's great. I mean, you kind of, when your dad's assassinated the president, you get to say whatever you want on the television, you know? But at the end of the day, I don't think it was crazy as everyone was making it out to.
So you thought it was good, but not radical in the way that people seem to be reacting, right?
Yeah. And I don't think anyone's really upset. It's just this fake internet outrage that everybody is like, whoa, can you believe it?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, here's the little clip that's going on.
It's like this. The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who...
Do you believe that he went off script there?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think this is all set because Saturday Night Live, this is...
I am surprised, though, that they let him say that. I'm
not. The things they've let Dave Chappelle say, the things they've let Louis C.K. say, this is their promotion.
They shouldn't get credit for it, though.
No, but because nobody thinks this is what they do. So when they get a new cast member, this new cast, they always find somebody controversial in there that will they make it? Are that the non-binary person?
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. It's all marketing. It's all train wreck marketing, which was started with Chelsea Handler on Chelsea lately when all the comedians on that show were watching like the Kardashians and all these reality show people doing retarded stuff and getting press for it. So they all started doing it. And that became how people did ads. That's how people promote their shit. And you get comics going, oh, I've been kicked off this as a promotional way of being out. It's all fake outrage.
All right. I'm with you. Did you know, we'll do this, the little tease of next week. Did you know that they have successfully, well, I wouldn't say successfully, but that in the past, under less strict international medical guidelines, they have done head transplants on dogs
I don't even want
and monkeys. That's a little tease for next week. That's going to be Sam history lesson next week.
All right.
Also, some workers for Mars, contractors, they're suing Mars because they fell into a vat of chocolate, like Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
In Mars?
Mars, like Mars bars.
Oh,
like
really?
Mars. Yeah, they were in the chocolate factory, and they fell into the vat of chocolate, and now they're suing Mars.
Well, did they just get, was it hot chocolate?
No, good question. I don't know. Mars chocolate lawsuit. Let's see. They were contractors. I know that. Okay. I didn't know this, but Mars, Nestle, and Hershey are facing child slavery lawsuits in the U.S. That's from a couple years ago, 2021. But here we go. Okay. Mars class action claims Dove's dark chocolate contains unsafe levels of lead and cadmium. There's another one. Where's the one about these guys who fell in the chocolate? Mars Wrigley fined, and they're going to be sued also after workers fell into a vat of chocolate. Federal workplace safety authorities have fined a central Pennsylvania confectionery factory more than $14,500 following an accident last year in which 2 workers fell into a vat of chocolate. The workers were not authorized to work in the tanks, and they weren't trained on proper safety procedures. emergency
That
responders.
sucks, dude.
Emergency responders were able to free the pair by cutting a hole in the bottom of the tank. They had to cut a hole out of the
And
tank
all that
and drain the chocolate out.
Would you just put your finger out and you'd be like,
You'd have to, right?
I mean, do you think if you work at the chocolate factory, you still like chocolate?
Probably not. No, like we have Camel Soup is one of the biggest factories.
I would love to
back
get
where
a
I'm from.
gynecologist on here if there's any guys out there and go, do you still love pussy? Do you still love it?
You get over it, right?
Does anyone come to you when their pussy's popping and you're like, bam, look at this, fire, and just walk off?
No. Nobody comes when there's nothing wrong.
Right? Nobody goes to the doctor to brag?
No. That's disgusting.
I've checked out, Johnny.
I know. You checked out like 45 minutes ago.
No, I am tired, Johnny.
Let's end the show then.
Guys,
I'll keep talking as long as you'll
Guys,
let me.
go to samtripoli.com for all your dates, all my dates. Go to samtripoli.com. We've gotten over 1 million views on that website, which is pretty amazing for an indie comic website.
For a website at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing. So go check it out. Everything Sam Tripoli's there. And Johnny, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have fun in Vegas, and we'll talk to you soon.
Pick up your guitar, sing me a song. This was Groover's paradise. Now the Groover is gone. Was a cool little city